Okay, hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully we're good. I think we are good. We're back. We're back. Woo! I think we're back. Are we back? We're back. Audio works. That's good because I didn't test anything. Yeah, I did not test a damn thing before going live. Yeah. Wait. Remember how I said this wouldn't take long? Because I have everything backed up on the server. I do. But for some reason, none of it worked. None of my, like, I saved my bookmarks. Guess what? I had my bookmarks saved. Wait, I moved stuff around. That one's there. Wait, is that okay? That's main cam. That's zoom in. So that's main. That's zoom in. That's overhead now. This is the mobile cam. Hey. This is desktop view. And there's main cam. There we go. Okay, so main, punch in, main, punch in, main, punch in. There we go. Okay. Do I have audio on all of them? Sorry. Overhead camera had audio. There we go. That's fixed. Sorry. I forgot about that. Because I use the input audio. So like, for example, on this camera, the audio for my wireless lavs, they go in through the camera. So I don't have a separate audio source. My audio source is my cameras. So I have them all enabled. So I got to turn them off so you don't have multiple audio, which we learned that the hard way because it blew somebody's ears out. So we're live. I've got like none of my bookmarks. I don't have access to any of my computers or printers because yeah, everything that I backed up and saved, it didn't work. I think I actually deleted the backups after I did this the first time, like a couple months ago. Or whenever the last time I did a computer wipe and reinstall. I think some of my backups that I thought were backups for here were actually backups for the downstairs computer or something. Either way, it didn't work the way I wanted it to. So yeah, but we're here. We're here now, actually. What I'm gonna do, this is getting annoying. Unplug you. Hopefully that's you. Hopefully I unplugged the right thing. Hopefully it's that. So yeah, so we are back. Essentially, if you don't know what happened, oh, it's gonna bug me. One second, I gotta fix this. Steam Deck. No, not. Oh, actually, no. I gotta marbles. I gotta install marbles. I forgot marbles. Install marbles. Install. Accept. Gotta install marbles. Okay, where is my Steam Deck settings? Okay. Swap those around. There we go. Okay, main cam. Punch in. That's mobile. That'll work. And then this is overhead. And then this is desktop. There we go. Okay, cool. How's the computer? So what happened was, I actually think we had two things wrong. I think we were cursed. I was totally cursed because, no exposure to the home net. No, the home network's fine. Everything's fine. Essentially right after that, I unplugged the Ethernet, turned off that computer. Fun fact, I didn't feel like ripping apart the computer because the computer is against the wall and it's like whatever. I didn't feel like taking apart my computer entirely to take out the dead SSD, which we did do the test on stream, which told us the SSD was dying. So I'm like, okay, bad SSD, that's the cause of my problems. It wasn't the SSD, I had bad RAM. So I got a new SSD. So instead of 32 gigs, I'm down to 16. At least I think it's the RAM. So what happened was, I was using Chrome. Chrome doesn't use ad blockers anymore or disabled them. So I clicked the big green download button because I'm so used to having ad blocker that the moment I don't have ad blocker, I downloaded a virus, or spyware or whatever. So anyways, isolated the computer immediately off the network. Cool. Went on Amazon. I was going to just run to Best Buy and buy an SSD. It was cheaper to just Amazon one. So ordered one from Amazon. Showed up today. Cool. We're hunky-dory. Use Brave. Brave is Chromium based. I use Firefox now. I just had Chrome on these computers because these computers I only use for streaming. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just leave Chrome on them. My main desktop, I use Firefox, and now I have Firefox. So Yeah, that hard. Yeah. So the new SSD showed up today. And instead of taking the old SSD out of the case, I would have had to unplug everything, moved it out, taken off the back panel, like the other back panel, so I could unscrew the SSD. Yeah, nah, dog. I just unplugged the old SSD and I just VHB'd the new SSD on top of it. So the new SSD is just VHB to the old SSD. So anyway, great. Reinstall Windows. Blue screen. At first, I'm like, okay, maybe it's just like the random, like as I'm midway installing Windows, it just goes, cannot install Windows. And you hit OK and it reboots the computer. And I'm like, okay, bad thumb drive. I've got a million thumb drives that float around, whatever. Try a different thumb drive. Same error. Okay, that's odd. Maybe a different version of Windows instead of like Windows 11 Pro, try Windows 10. Nope, same error. Okay, is it the SSD? Maybe I just got a shitty SSD from Amazon. So I went downstairs and grabbed like another SSD that I have. It's only like 120 gigs. Try install Windows on that. Same error. Okay, it's not the SSD now. Maybe if I take out 2 sticks of RAM? Hey, it's working now. And it's been working fine. I put those sticks of RAM back in. I got blue screen. So this computer has 32 gigs of RAM, which is like 8 gig sticks. So now I'm on 16 gigs. Because RAM, you got to run in pairs. So, I mean, that's not an issue. I don't need 32 gigs to do what this is doing. But yeah, so the whole time that was going on, I was working on this because, working on this, working on that. I don't have a drink. Do I have a drink? I do have a drink. I'm thirsty. Buy some gamer subs. Code Canuck. You can run 360, yeah, but then it's not dual channel. And I'd rather have less amount faster than more slower. RAM was what caused that. Yeah. You double the RAM with software. Really now? So what about whiskey? I do have beer. Tonight is going to be a beer night. Tonight is definitely going to be a beer night. I don't really drink whiskey too much anymore. I just grab like a 6-pack every now and then. So yeah, so needless to say, the last like 3 hours before going live was like exercise in frustration. Because like stuff that should have just worked wasn't. And it was like, ugh. Also, yeah, yesterday was Friday the 13th. I was working on the helmet. I dropped my mostly full can of primer and I broke the little thing off of it. And unfortunately, it's like the internal one, so I can't like just pull the cap off another one and put it on. So I like wasted a whole can of primer because at least I don't think that comes out. Yeah, that don't come out. So I like broke up. Yeah, yesterday was a cursed day. Yesterday was just cursed. Yesterday was just a full-on cursed day. Yeah. How much does it cost to do a V2? Go buy a kit. Buy a kit, whatever it costs to buy a kit, plus your time and the cost of printed parts. And a full moon, was it a full moon? I don't even know. Yesterday was just a complete, like, it's just one of those days. So, but I think we're okay now. I think I'm okay now. I think we got the new SSD in the computer. It's just a cheap Patriot one, whatever. This computer doesn't get used a lot. Yeah. So I think we're back online now. I think we're good. And on the bright side, I'm almost done this. I'm almost done. There's still stuff. A lot of this is just kind of like temporary. These I got to finish. Like one of these still needs paint. I haven't done anything with the back part yet because I got to print some parts for it still and then put the electronics in it. The lens is just kind of sitting there. I don't know what this is supposed to be. On every picture of T45 Power Armor, it has this black lens. So yeah, and then I got to figure out how to do a lens. I got to get a resin printer. I think Elegoo wants to send me a Saturn. I remember seeing an email about it before I left for Smurf. So I'm gonna go try and find that email so they can send me a resin printer, because all my other resin printers have kind of gone bad from not being used for over a year. So I got to print a resin lens for that. But yeah, it's actually, I gotta put a hat on when I wear this, so I don't have any like foam in it, so it doesn't sit right, but you kind of just go there, whoop, whoop. You know, wedge in there. Oh yeah, and it's big enough that I can actually wear my glasses in here, so that's actually pretty cool. So, yeah. You got the, it is a little bobbleheady. Yeah, it definitely needs padding because there's more weight on one side, so it's sitting sideways. But, yeah. I gotta build a helmet in here out of foam, so it actually... I can't. Actually, I got a bit of movement. Got a bit of movement. There we go. And then also, this moves. This, actually, I don't know why I can do it, but I haven't actually glued it in place so I can move it around. It'll be easier when I go to paint it. Yeah. Getting there. So now I just have to do the rest of the suit. There's plenty of room actually. So the plan is with this, there's a whole bunch of room up front. So hopefully I'll have the ducts blowing air in from the front, and then I'll have room here for a voice box. But yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's actually turning out pretty freaking nice, I will say. Actually, turn that around so you can see the face. Got to show it off. There we go. So we're getting there. Yeah, the rest of the owl. And then let me just clean this up quick, and then we'll get the printer on and we'll get into building. So what are we doing today? The stream hasn't crashed yet, so we're doing better than yesterday, but we're carrying on with part 3 of the Voron V2 build for 3D GLOOP. Yeah, simple as that. So this over here. Oh, and I do want to make one announcement before I forget, and it's the beginning of the stream, so hopefully it gets the most people. This year, I'm not doing the New Year's Eve giveaway and chill stream. Simple as that. I won't be doing it. 2 reasons. 1, stress. There's a bunch going on right now. Yeah. But that, and then 2, I think a bunch of other people are doing, I think there's enough holiday giveaways going on. I don't really like doing giveaway streams. It's great. Like, here's the funny thing. They're great. I make a ton of money on them. No offense. But like, they're like one of the most popular streams. I get the biggest audience of the year and people donate. So financially, it's great. I just don't like doing them. They're not fun. And during the holidays, when there's like a bunch of other stuff going on, because it's between the 2 holidays, I got family stuff going on. It's just like, I don't want to deal with it right now. So what I'm thinking instead, we're just going to move it. I want to do it in March, because in March is like, April is when I went full-time YouTube, and also like the anniversary of me going full-time YouTube. I think that it's in March break. Like, we'll do it somewhere around there, and then we'll try and do a giveaway stream there instead, an anniversary stream. Yeah. Because I'll be honest, while it is fun, I was like sitting down, like trying to like make the list of all the companies I would have to contact the other day over it. And then I remembered how, because it's just me, right? It's just me. I run this whole channel by myself. I don't have helpers or anything. I do have some mods, cheers, but that's about it. Logistically dealing with that, and I literally had people yelling at me within 24 hours that they hadn't received the link for their prize yet. because there's like a whole system you got to go through with whatever the company was or whatever. And then, yeah, it was just, yeah. We probably will do a New Year's Eve stream of some sort. But I think it's just going to be a chill stream. We'll just do a holiday stream. Nothing crazy. Okay. Okay. I really got to clean my desk. We might be doing that on Tuesday. We'll see. Anton, €6. Cheers and appreciate it. I'm building a mini Stealthburner. How do you route the cables for the sequin LEDs? I've never put LEDs in a mini Stealthburner, so follow the manual. I would post in any Discord that does that kind of thing and ask. Simple as that. So yeah, I still probably will do a stream for the holidays, but I'm not going to be doing a big giveaway stream thing. Also, I want to tie it into a charity. I just don't want to do a giveaway stream. I need to figure out. I would like to talk to Smurf to see, because in YouTube you can set up giveaway like charity donations for a stream, but Smurf isn't part of that. So I need to figure out something. I want to figure out something for a charity during that time too. Because I don't want to just do a big stream where it's like, hey, consumerism, the stream, which, to be honest, that's what the last two were. I mean, it was fun, don't get me wrong, but local children's hospital near you. I don't have a children's hospital near us. Like, we just have the hospital, and it's Canada. So, you know, the government sucks at funding it. It's free. We'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. I do like the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation, just because the whole E3D crew is awesome, and it's a good charity. It's a good charity. The subject matter works for me. Okay, so I printed the things, so hopefully I printed all of them. We were missing parts last time. Look, behold. Idlers. Yeah, but the thing is, I need to figure out a way to do the charity stream where I don't touch the money. I don't want your money. I don't want people like the reason I would want to do something that's tied in through YouTube is because YouTube handles all the fundraising aspect. I don't want to do any charity stream where like you give me money and then I give that money to someone else. So that's one of the reasons I don't want to do a charity stream like for just something local. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I want to do a charity that I kind of know of. I just don't want to do like, no offense to cancer societies. They're massive charities that like, they get enough, like, no, there's never enough funding, but I'd rather do something a little bit more like precise for what we're doing. So I think the Smurf one, I got to talk to him and figure out how we can tie it in. Cause I believe they can register with YouTube and then they can be like an official one. So then you could just throw it on a video and then boom. Sorry to be late. Oh, does the webpage say 8:30? Oh, did I set it for 8:30? Well, too late now. We're live now. Pfft. Maybe that's why the notifications are all borked. Okay. I didn't download the manual. I got to download the manual. Shoot. Voron design. I have nothing downloaded on this computer. I have nothing downloaded on this computer. 1 second here. Manual. Download. Like just to put in perspective, this is it. And I don't even need these three. Delete. There we go. That's all I got. I got nothing on this computer. I got a slicer. We got Prusa slicer and an Orca slicer on here. I put those on. So we have slicers, but I don't have the IP addresses of any of my things because I have to log into my router to get the IP address of everything. Or what I'll do is my main desktop upstairs has like a big list of all of them. I'll just copy them all down to like a file and whatever. I'll make it work. Desktop view. Okay. Where were we at? We were working on the Z. Working on the Z. There we go. So there's where that is. Okay. So what are we doing today? What are we doing today? We are building a Voron V2 for GLOOP. That's right. The people that make the stuff that sticks to other stuff. The guys that make this stuff, the GLOOP. This should be in the container, but this one's actually empty. So GLOOP, they have a cool booth. If you've ever been to a RepRap Fest, you've probably seen their booth. The downside of their booth is it doesn't have a Voron. How can you go to a RepRap Fest without a Voron? Simple as that. Who doesn't have a Voron at a RepRap Fest? KV3D does. I'm wearing their hat today because it was on top of the pile. And my Canuck creator hat is still in my luggage because I still haven't unpacked. But anyways, so Andrew, in his infinite wisdom, was like, I need Voron. There are a guy who make Voron. And then we collabed. And he sent me the kit with the filament. He wanted it, printed it, and everything. So we are building a Voron for GLOOP. After we build it, how am I getting it to GLOOP? Not a clue. We got to figure that out still. But we're building this. So if you want to buy some GLOOP, there is a discount right now, and I believe it is an affiliate link as well. If you want to buy some GLOOP, they make awesome adhesives to make your plastic stuff stick to plastic stuff. Link in the video description for GLOOP. Also, while you're down there, there is a link for a Polymaker giveaway. Every stream, we do give away a spool of Polymaker filament. Link in the video description and for that. And then while you're also down there, don't forget to like the smash button, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Check out the other affiliate links because it doesn't cost you anything extra. It goes a long way to support the channel. And buy some gamer subs. Code Canuck, save 10% off your order. Road trip. I mean, who's in Seattle? Or no, he's in St. Louis. You don't have your new place, though. That's the problem. It'd be like, I could do a video. Do a video. Who else is in St. Louis? I don't know. Would've been nice for a GLOOP giveaway. Two things. One, this is the one warning. Don't come into the stream asking for free stuff. It never goes well. Two, after all the technical issues we had the other day, I don't want to do any extraneous giveaways right now. Oh yeah, that's right, Jeff's there. Jared was in, I'm watching his video today, the level 2 tech video, with the KVBMs, KVMBs, whatever that video was about. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's Jared. He's on the Voron team for those that don't know. Any UFOs? Tangent. I would like to build a printer, but you guys keep bringing up topics. The UFO thing, I looked that up because that all like became like a thing while I was traveling for Smurf. So I actually sat down yesterday and like went through like on the Twitters about like all the my brother in Christ, they're planes in helicopters. The whole New Jersey, they're not drones. Most of it are just planes and helicopters. And then people report that they see a drone, and then the police show up and fly their drone to go look for the drone. And then people see the police drone and go, technically they are UFOs, because if you don't know what it is and it's flying, it's an unidentified flying object. It's an actual term, but it's not an alien. They're literally just planes and shit. All the flying things are near the airport. And it's funny because like the majority of the videos you see, they have no audio because people scrubbed out the audio because it would show you that it's just a plane. But yeah, they're just planes. That's all it is. They're just planes. I gotta move another thing here. I set this up going, this is how I had it. And then I forgot. No, I didn't have it that way. Okay. So we have to build our upper Z-idlers. So if you're wondering, they are called idlers. Why are they called idlers? Because they have eyes. Yeah. Aliens, they traveled, 40 bazillion light years to investigate our planet and probe things. And they have, FAA compatible collision avoidance lights on them. You would think, two things. Radar doesn't work the way people think. And two, it's called flight radar. And three, you have to actually, not everything shows up on it. because yeah, also ground radars are trained to look for planes. They don't really look for UAVs like drones. There's a whole, basically a lot of this can be boiled down to people don't know how shit works and they assume stuff, and they assume incorrectly, and then they say it, and because they've said it and put it in a video, people just go with it. Simple as that. So yeah, like plane radar, like the radar you see in like a plane, like an airport, is basically tuned specifically to look at planes that are coming into the airport. They have like dead zones and like all kinds of stuff plopped out. Plus, not everything on flight radar is logged on flight radar. So you can see a plane that's not on flight radar. Very common with military and like local stuff, like police. So, well, I seen one where it was like a senator. Was it a senator or a governor? Was like, I'm out in my backyard and I see these lights in the sky and they're not moving. And everyone's like, my brother in Christ, that's Orion. It's the constellation Orion. You are a sitting US governor or senator, I can't remember which one. And you don't know what a star is. And you're calling for people to shoot stuff out of the air. Okay, so what do we need? M316s. 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 I'm like, remember? Okay, you know what it is? You know what this all is? It's mass hysteria. For the Catholics out there, what was the one miracle where everyone saw the sun dancing around in the sky? Was that in Spain? Where everyone's like, oh, the sun was dancing around the sky, but only people in that one area saw it, and people that weren't in that area didn't see the sun move at all. It's called, like, it's mass hysteria, essentially. Y'all see the leprechaun? Remember the leprechaun? Same thing. It's just mass hysteria. People want to be cool. People want cool stuff to happen. So they kind of just, when they think it's happening, they just kind of roll with it. Where are M316s? M316. M516s. I need M316s. Ooh. M316s. There we go. So we're gonna need one of these. Dancing disease. Yeah, it's called mass hysteria. It's a thing that humans, remember, we're only a couple generations away from living in caves and being afraid of tigers and whatnot. Now I cannot do it because I can't move around due to surgery. Aw. Don't send it to me to finish. Save it for yourself, because you're going to get through this and then you're going to finish it yourself. Don't be sending me your printer to finish. You'll get through it. You'll get strong again, and then you'll finish your damn printer. Don't give up on it that easily. You're going to finish it. Okay, so we need that. I need M3 nuts. There are my nuts. There are my nuts. The satanic panic. Dungeons and Dragons is the devil. Still afraid of tigers. Believe me, the U.S. military, if there was any chance for the U.S. military to if the kid could get up there and finally take something down other than a weather balloon, they'd be up there. Which that's the M3 ones. Okay, so first things first, we got to put an M3 nut in the top here, and then we put the two body halves together. So what I usually do is I put the nut on a screw. Oh wait, no, it goes into this. Yeah, it goes into this. And then you just kind of push it in. But actually, in this case, they fall in pretty easily, so I probably don't have to do that. HLC. Yeah, habitual line crosser is one of the... It's funny, I watch most of the unsubscribed guys from the podcast on their own. Some of them I can't really stand on their own. but as a group, they are entertaining. And the problem is I do have some military background. So it's like, I get that bad humor. So it appeals to me. How long until someone comments about the overhead being green? I know I don't have any of my text overlays, but I guess I can farm you guys for engagement by leaving it and not having the, hey guys, the camera's broken. You don't need to leave a comment about it. But if I do that, then you won't leave a comment and I can't farm you for engagement. How do I reach these kids? One new camera when? Whenever the budget allows it. And by budget, I mean whenever I go into a pawn shop or a used camera place and they have something that'll work that's cheap. Gotta talk in brain rot. So we're going to rizz up these idlers. No skibbity. I can't even brain rot talk properly. Like, I don't even understand it. I heard a kid, I was picking up my kid at school the other day, and I heard kids legit using like riz and skibbity in language. Like actual proper, well, not proper, but actual, like, they were just talking and they were like, no cap, for real, dropping that skibbity. And yeah, I was like, okay then. I was like, okay, is that how it gonna be? That how it gonna be? M330s, 330s for those. Phantom tax. What is the phantom tax? What? Who is this? Is that a? That's a Kai Cenat thing, right? I like to try and keep up to date. I do watch some of the Twitch streamers of like the popular ones. So I am aware. I did watch Kai Cenat when he beat Elden Ring. That was, as the kiddies would say, pretty poggers. Canadian English. I don't know what it is. So this is a pretty simple idler. These are just the upper Z idlers. So you get your 9mm tooth idler essentially, and it's just held in with a screw. A screw just goes through the whole thing and holds it in place. It's nothing fancy. It's just enough essentially. So you're screwing into plastic. Remember, anytime you're screwing into plastic, don't screw in too hard or you risk snapping it or ripping threads out, and you don't need to do that. There we go. No beefy idlers. I'm building this pretty stock. I'm building this stock simply because, well, if I was personally build this, yeah, I would do some of the mods, like the beefy idlers and stuff I can't talk about. But since this machine is going to somebody else, I'm building it stock. So if they want to do any changes, they are changing from stock to something different. I don't want to put a mod on and then somebody have to, and then if Andrew down the line wants to do an upgrade on this or something, he has, you know, doing a mod on a mod kind of thing. Did something fall? Oh God, that fell, and I don't know what that was. And oh, that was a bearing. I see it. Phantom tax is apparently food taken by a friend without payment. So what my wife does when she says she's not hungry and then I get food and then she ends up eating it, that would be the phantom tax. Okay. How is RCF doing 2.4 work? Who says 2.4? Who says work? Who said RCF? The best part is I could just talk about random stuff and allude to stuff with absolutely no meaning behind it, but because you know, I'm saying it, you guys will be like, oh, he said this. It's like on the Prusa video I did. Apparently Mickey said something about Clipper. And so a lot of people assumed, because he made like a one-off comment that like something about the Clipper motion planner or motion planning or something. And people assumed like Clipper was being ported to Prusa firmware or something. And it was basically like, you know, Mickey's the graphic design guy. That's his job at Prusa, his graphic design. And he misspoke. So he misspoke about something he's not involved with, and people are taking that as Bible now. It's like, I love the internet at times where it's just like, what? They misspoke about something they don't actually are involved with in development? To the rumor mill, go! I didn't even catch that, and I edited the damn video. It's just, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Yeah, it just turns out like it's just the updated Marlin motion planner or something. Which, for those that don't know, Clipper's motion planner, if I'm not mistaken, is derived from Smoothieware. Or Duet, I can't remember which one. The Clipper motion planning, I believe, is Smoothieware based. Or at least was way back in the day. Y'all remember Smoothieware? Did anyone here build a printer with Smoothie? You remember? I remember. Who remembers Smoothie? Yeah, it was Clipper's not the greatest at interrupts. Clipper, because the one of the reasons Prusa's sticking with their firmware, it's real time. They can, because they have that load cell on the tool head that's live reading, basically by having an RTOS, a real-time operating system, it allows you to basically react instantly to stuff, whereas you can't do that with Clipper. That's why Clipper is not a good thing for CNC, for example. You can't live adjust stuff. You can't like take feedback from a sensor and live work with that. You have to like put it in the buffer. And the problem is, if the buffer has a straight move that's very slow, it's going to be sitting there for a bit, or a pause or something. So Clipper has a lot of advantages that make it really good, but the way Clipper works, where it is not a real-time operating system, it can't respond instantly to stuff, actually makes it limited to what it can do in the end. It's got a lot of pros, but there are cons to those pros, and that's one of those things. So behold, it's an idler. Also, this camera's not upside down like it normally is. So. Did you guys watch the Game Awards? I was huffing the hopium quite hard, hoping for some Half-Life. I'm sure a bunch of people were. But I will say, that was like the first time I actually watched the full Game Awards and not just like not paid attention and just watched the trailers. They're actually not bad. It's cheesy. It's super cheesy. Better than the Oscars. The Ulu Awards. Damn it, Pecora lost to Queso. I can't believe Pecora lost to Queso. I can't believe that. Like, I can't. And then what do we need? M530s. The screws that I just had that I should not have put back. But I got away. Better after last year. Yeah, like, freaking Astrobot. I'm waiting for that to come on PC. Sony has a pretty good habit of bringing some of their games to PC about a year or two after release. I want to play Astro Boy. No, I'm not buying a PS5 for Astro Boy. What's the other game that won a bunch of awards? Metaphor. I hadn't heard of it, but it won a bunch of awards, so I might check that out. Statler and Wardoff were great. Yeah, they were great. I'm sorry. He has Muppets like every year, but I guess if you're making your own awards show and you could pick who's on it, I mean, if I could have the Muppets on... Oh, yeah, Belatro won everything, which, good for that guy. Belatro, for those that don't know, was one guy. At least I think it's a guy. One person made Belatro. So, yeah. Like, and then Sven from Larian Studios, the guys who made Baldur's Gate, came out and basically shat on the entire industry for all the massive layoffs and basically driving everything in search of profits. And everyone's like, yeah, go Sven. Yeah, that was great. That was great. I was really hoping for some Half-Life, but that was hardcore huffing the hopium, and I know it. You know it. We all know it. So, but it do be what it do be. Do be. I need my little step stool. So let me make some room here. So you can turn off. I don't need you. By the way, is it a bad idea to dry prints in a dehydrator? I've been, I don't have a, I gotta put a paint booth in here because I gotta paint on stuff. So print one of these grid things and use it for painting. But I have a smaller one of these and I paint and then I put this in a dehydrator after. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but considering my garage is really cold and I've just been like painting in this corner here, so far so good. Okay. And yes, my garbage doubles as a shelf. Okay, now I can stand up. Yeah. Astrobot, it's a bunch of... Yeah, but it can still come to PC. Like, God of War came to PC. So, I'm okay with that. So usually what I do is I just get them started and then I put them into the corner. And you don't have to do these super tight yet, because if you do them too tight, you won't be able to adjust your tension. You want these loose. So essentially just put it in finger tight, and then when you tighten up the screw, pull it up, and then you can do the final tight. The color looks awesome. The problem is there shouldn't be a color. Two large gloops. Woo! Also, if you want to buy a Prusa Core 1, I do have an affiliate link for Prusa. They're one of the few printer companies I actually have an affiliate link for. Also, how did Joel's charity stream go? Did anyone win anything good? I don't enter anytime there's... although, actually, I lied. Last year when Joel did his charity stream, I did enter once for the Pantheon. But for the most part, I don't enter giveaway streams for like content. MPH showed up. Yeah, I heard MPH showed up. They do know him, or I believe David knows him. Because David knows people. If you ever get the chance to talk to David at a 3D printing event, just talk to him. The guy knows his stuff when it comes to like media. That's his job. He's a producer. So, Shammy want a bin? Nice. Got $50 off the Polymaker. Nice. Your daughter won a massive D&D Lego set. Awesome. I am, the little guy is totally going through a Lego phase right now. And, I'm okay with that. MPH was so big. Good for him. I mean, I can't really judge. You guys do know I make edibles on my cocoa press. Please step on one of those Legos. I have. It hurts. It sucks. IKEA has the cheapest Legos. I know they do. They have cheap Legos, but they don't have a lot. At least any IKEA I've been to. They don't really have a lot of Legos. It's not really their thing. Okay, so that is the idlers are in. There we go. Ooh. When I was little, I would leave them on the floor and Dad would scream at me. Clean up your Legos! Okay, so we got the idlers installed with the printed parts of your... Have you got problems with the printed parts of your enclosed Prusa? No. No. Just for the audience here. For those that don't know, this is... The Prusa in this enclosure here is a bone stock Mark IV. All I've done is printed a new fan shroud for it in ABS. Everything else is exactly original. And what I did was, the very first thing I did after I put that printer in this enclosure was reprint all the parts in gold ABS. I have them in a box somewhere. So if parts fail on this printer, I basically will replace them with a gold ABS part to keep track. This printer has been in here since whenever I put it in. And yes, I know the camera's borked. I don't know about you. It's still printing great. Like these prints are perfect. I've got nothing, I can't critique it. So everything's still working great on that machine. So far so good. Now, yes, right now in my garage, it's actually 20 degrees Celsius, and without the heater, it's like 8. But during the summer, I was reading like high 30s on that chamber for like days, and it was fine. So far so good. And Prusa's changing a lot of stuff to PCCF, so it's becoming less and less an issue. And also the Core 1 only has like 12 printed parts on it. There's actually very little printed parts on the Core 1. It's mostly the tool head, and it's PCCF, so it's fine. It's funny. I get a comment on a video from somebody who complains that Prusa uses too many printed parts on their printer. And then on the Core 1 video, I get people complaining that they're moving away from printed parts. Okay, so this is all the bed stuff. If you guys know me, I don't put the bed in until later on in the build because the bed's heavy. So instead of making the thing that we have to move around a bunch heavier, we're just not going to put the bed in right now. So we're just going to not do that. So we're moving on to the gantry. So let's get my stealth press up here and we will put some heat sets in stuff. I'm so happy my computer is working. If you can't tell, I'm in a much better mood today. Great video on the Core 1. Thank you. That video actually turned out really good. I feel kind of bad for Rudolph. That's actually the second video we filmed. I filmed a video with Rudolph on the floor, and then I didn't end up using any of it. I ended up just using it for B-roll. I need to get another extension cord here. But yeah, I ended up not using it for a couple reasons. Namely, audio was kind of a problem. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I gotta find an extension cord. 1 second. Do I have another extension? Do I only have the one extension cord out here? Oh, that's annoying. Oh, that's why. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. Turn that off. You come over here. There we go. There we go. We'll do this. Printer, you keep that there. There we go. Okay. On. New storage driver. Complete Windows install. Complete blank the Windows install and start it over. Uh-oh. Where'd I put the AB motor mounts? Oh no. Oh no. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Yep, I did it. Damn. I threw them out. I threw out the AB motor mounts. I threw out the AB motor mounts. They were in a separate box, and I threw them out. Remember how I said today was going great? 1 second, Orca. I threw them out. They were in a separate box, and I threw that box out because I thought that box was old parts. Because they were the only thing in that box other than some other stuff. That was a goof on me. That was a goof on me. Let's see. Let's see if this thing can print them fast enough. GitHub. STLs. Okay. Gantry. We drive units. Download. Get started. Oop. Okay. North America next. Okay. Seaboard. Trident 300 with a 0.4 nozzle. Next. Yes, I'll download the stupid thing. Okay. Voron generic ABS. Downloads. Which one did I download twice? That one. Okay. Load these. Nope. Okay. Range. Cool. Advanced. Strength. Doing 4 walls, 5 top, 5 bottom, 40% infill. Cubic. Oop. We got pop-ups going on. Somebody donate. Did I miss something? Nope. Chat froze. Did chat freeze? What's going on here? Fresh cache. What's going on here? Uh-oh. I just lost YouTube. Am I still live? It says I'm live. What's going on here? I just lost YouTube. Great, go live. Come on. No, we're back. No, we're good. We're good. What's going on here? Oh, that's why. 1 second. Stream's gonna go down for a second. 1 second. Okay. That explains it. I was like getting a weird like bandwidth issue. And it's like, how am I having a bandwidth issue? You have a bandwidth issue when instead of trying to upload 18,000 kilobits, it's 180,000 kilobit. I accidentally set it up for an extra 0 for upload to YouTube. So YouTube was like getting hosed. Okay. Okay, so that slice. Yes, this is a profile, whatever. It's whatever. What's the IP address of this guy? You're not even on. Turn the printer on. I need a brim. Other. Where's brim? No brim. By the way, is PC still glitching out when I slice? There we go. It is? Okay. But at least that's the same. Okay, wait for this to boot up. Hopefully all the stuff on top don't get knocked off. Okay, so more. Network? Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's see here. let's see. 192.168.110.245. Oop. There we go. Upload and print. There we go. Cool. There we go. Okay, so that will print the parts that I didn't print because I am big dumb. Or I did print them, but I threw them out because I printed everything, realized I didn't print them, printed them, put them not with the other printed parts, and then threw them out because I'm a big brain. Okay. Big brain, big brain. Biggest brain on YouTube. This guy, why you guys come here, right? That's why you guys come here, right? How long is this going to take, by the way? I didn't check the print time estimate. 4 hours. Yep, we're not getting to those. Well, we'll get as far as we get. Okay. So, obviously, we're not putting those together, but I can put these together. So I can put these inserts in. Okay. Doggo's outside borking. Okay. Is the H2D leak real? The only way I could believe the H2D leak being real is if it is a older, if it's because, so for those that don't know, the image that leaked for the HD2 looks very much like an image that leaked from Bamboo in like 2022. However, that could still be true. That could still be it because a lot of companies work on stuff well in advance. So before they goes to market, who knows, maybe they had like, you know, these are the printers we want to make over the next couple years, and this was one of them, and it just happened to be still around. Like they're now finally making it. So it could be that. It could be that. By the way, for the helmet, if you're wondering what the final finish will look like, this is what the finish should look like once it's all washed. So yes, it's really shiny right now, but this is kind of like what it should look like when it's done. This is after the black wash. So you just get like black acrylic paint, you dilute it in water, and you just slather it over everything. So we got that. Motion system box. They kept the core one under wraps. Yep. Remember, I keep telling you guys this. I keep telling you guys this. If I owned stock in Prusa, I would not be selling right now. I just love they're just finally catching up. It's like, nah, they've had a Core XY. Remember, Prusa's first Core XY was a 5 tool changer model. So that's still something they can, you know, proudly have. Nobody else has a tool changer on the market anywhere near competitive to the Prusa XL. Birds gifted 20 community membership. Cheers and appreciate. Remember, birds aren't real. They're government spy operations. And this goes a lot easier if you have a spare dowel. If you got like a little stubby 5mm dowel, it makes this whole process a lot easier. Bird, I've ordered a Core 1 after your video, but forgot to use. Aw, appreciate it. Okay, so what do we got here? So assembly aid is use a screw. I don't like using a screw. You can use a screw as an assembly aid, but I like using the pin because once you get it fully assembled, you can push out. You go there. Once you get it fully assembled, you can push out the pin with the final screw. So it makes it a little bit easier. So we got F695, we got the shim, and then what's the final? M540, okay. So let me find some shim and M540. It's priced nicely. Prusa did quite a bit of work to get the Core 1 to its price point that it's at. And it's actually legit impressed. Like, think about it. They're able to build a machine and sell a machine that's feature compatible with a Bamboo X1 for damn near the same price, and it's not made in China. And very little of Prusa is still sourced from China. Most of the stuff that's from China is LDO, so like the motors. And just for the record, the one you guys saw and the one I did a video on is not the production model. That is a pre-production model. And there are some changes. I can't really talk about them, but there are some changes between the one you saw in the video and what would ship. So, and they're not changes that like, they're good changes. Where is, wait, did I not print the idlers? Oh my God. I think the idlers were in the box too. Shit. Really? I really do. You could tell this whole week is a flippin' write-off for me. Did I? No, I printed them. I know I printed them. These are the XYs. Where are those? I printed them. I gotta have 2 boxes. I must have had 2 boxes. Oh my. God damn it. Really? Dumpster dive. I can't. Garbage day was on Tuesday. I'm pretty sure I threw them out. This whole week has been a complete write-off for me. I'm sorry, guys. This whole week has been a write-off. Oh. Here's the slicer. The trackery stuff. I have, yeah, this is the checklist. Put it in the box. Print it, put it in the box. But unfortunately, I didn't put them in the box. Or I put them in another box, and then I proceeded to throw the box out because I'm dumb. Jet lag. That's what I'm blaming. I'm just going to blame jet lag. I'm just going to blame jet lag. Yeah, I'm just going to blame jet lag. Because I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of stuff I threw out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I threw out a bunch of stuff. This is why you don't build printers after traveling across the planet. Okay, whatever. Next. I gotta log in. I gotta log in. Zoom in so you don't see my face. Arrow through the P. Cleaning up is bad. Yep. Yep. I had the idler parts in there. I had all the gantry stuff in there. Because what happened was, for those that don't know, what really, you know what screwed this all up? This guy. The C-board not working made me print stuff on other printers and put them places. Aw, they took it away. There used to be Prusa Beta on here, but I'm not in it anymore. I had that when I had the Mark IV, the early version of the Mark IV. What I ended up changing on the C-board? A lot of stuff to get the C-board working. Yeah, so what ended up happening was I printed some stuff on that V2. I printed stuff on the Prusa Mark IV, and then this got up and I started printing stuff on it. So what ended up happening was I just had stuff in like a bunch of different spots, and I think that's what screwed me up. Okay, so we got a Prusa Mark IV with input shaper, 24 nozzle. Next, 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 all the filament. All the filament finish. Any updates on the Phoenix? The Phoenix will be done when it's done. Well, I guess the rest of the stream is print and chill. I would have known this if the computer hadn't borked. If this computer hadn't borked so bad as it did yesterday, I would have checked all this stuff. But like this whole day has been a complete write-off because of chasing down. Download zip. I'm gonna download this all. Toolhead build. I'm not doing the toolhead build because we're doing the chaotic lab tap on this guy. Regarding the raffle, I don't have any control over that. I don't run any of that. For those that don't know, I pretty much purposely separate myself from anything Voron related in terms of like giveaways, business, anything, simply because of like the YouTube channel. So wiring pre-crimp. Yep, wiring's all done. It's a pre-made thing. I mean, we're going to carry on Tuesday, and I didn't really plan on doing a long stream today anyways because of all the cluster that everything has been lately. Yeah, I printed, yeah, what am I missing? It's the gantry stuff. It is literally the gantry stuff. I have the XY joints because I printed those on the Prusa, but I printed the AB motor mounts, the front idlers, and the Z stuff, like the Z bearings, all on that V2, and then I put them in a box next to this V2, and then I threw that box out. Phoenix raffle ends in January. There you go. Yeah, my workflow is a little weird. Extract all. Beat Steve. There you go. Now Steve's going to come for you. There. Okay. So. Downloads. Gantry. Where's we'll just do Persimmon ASA. I gotta change this. What are you loaded in here? Carbon fiber PETG. Nope, we can't do that. Change filament. Loading filament. Just one of those days. Print settings. So we're gonna do 4 walls, 5 top, 5 bottom, infill, 40% infill, cubic. Now. What is the Phoenix raffle? As part of the Sandra Mortimer charity raffle stuff that they were raising money for, part of that was a Voron Phoenix, which if you don't know what a Voron Phoenix is, it's a Voron that's 600 millimeters cubed. That's IDEX. And it's already built. Shipping is up to you though. Actually, I have no idea how shipping is being handled. Has the new SSD arrived in time for the stream? Yeah, and then also I had to figure out RAM issues because I also have bad RAM. Shipping is included? Oh, okay, shipping is included. That's good. Because it needs to be included because that thing is heavy AF. Yes, filament was successfully unloaded. The old filament out. Put you in there. I don't know how much filament I have on here. Hopefully it's enough. We'll find out. There we go. Where can you buy tickets? Just Google Smurf. Nobody wants to Google stuff anymore. The amount of times I have to like just Google it. It's like, you know, the last video I did where I'm like, oh, hey, at the end of the video, I'm like, this is sponsored by HughForge, you know, and LDO Motors, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody in the comments like, what is HughForge? And I'm just like, click the link and find out. Why are you asking me? Just click the link. It's It's right there. It's right there. OG Joe. Can you click the link for me? Yeah, well, what's your address? I'll come to your house and we'll figure that out. Okay, so yeah, I guess the rest of the stream we're printing chilling. Shoot, I'm sorry, guys. In case you can't tell, the last like little bit I've been kind of out of it. There's been just stuff. Too early for booze? Nope, it is not. It is not. You know what it is? Maybe it's all the fumes I've been huffing from the paint. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, wait. Wait. No, damn it. Never mind. I thought I had the box in here. Hopefully I got enough filament. Hopefully I got enough purple ABS. I wasted so much on getting the seaboard working. Nope. I got Land Shark, and thanks to the Canadian government, this is now cheaper. GST holiday, everyone. Yay. I don't really drink beer anymore. That's good. Yeah, let me just make sure. Yep, those are the parts I miss. I'm missing those and those. Okay. Well, on the bright side, the first layer on this is going down beautifully. What can we work on? I don't want to work on the Death Racer. What did I watch? Yeah, I watched the secret level stuff. It was pretty good. Here, let me update the title. Or actually, I might gotta rename the title. Technical is kind of how my brain works now. Really, gifted membership. There you go. Congratulations. Yeah, the secret level stuff was pretty good. The Armored Core one was the one I was most hyped for. And I'm not saying it let me down. They really needed more than like 10 minutes. Some of those, they really needed more than 10 minutes. The Dungeons and Dragons one just ends on a cliffhanger. A bunch of them end on a cliffhanger. I like the Unreal Tournament one just because nostalgia. The New World one was honestly the best thing to come out of that game, was just Arnold being Arnold. So that was fun. The Warhammer one was good. It's Warhammer. It's good. The Pac-Man one was dark AF. Pac-Man as a whatever that was holy shit. Yeah, the Pac-Man one was okay. You're heating up. Good. Actually, now that that's doing that, let's get this set back up. We're gonna be productive since we gotta do stuff. Seaboard, Trident, because we have to set up this machine. I gotta make an Orca Slicer profile for this machine again, because I have to, because I didn't back them up. Tuning guides, frequently asked questions. Where is it? It's on here somewhere. The build of materials, tuning guides. I remember it's in here somewhere. Maintenance. Slicer setup. There you go. Okay. So, yeah, so we got that. Okay. So download the texture. Okay, printer selection. Okay, let's do this. So select the printer. We got that. Set bed shape. Okay, so. Did I download it? Wait, no, that's V02. That's V02. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Laser setup. There we go. There we go. So it's a. I don't know why it shows V2.4 when this is a Trident. Oh no, that's 2.4. Where is Trident? Trident. Filament. Where's Slicer? Slicer. Trident. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay. So download that. Okay. Oop. Okay, so set custom. Custom load shape from STL. Oh, I gotta extract that. Print bed shape or print bed model? I think it's print bed shape. Black. Oh, model. Yeah, 300 model. Yeah, model. Okay. That ain't right. Let's start over. Set. What's going on? That shape. That. What's going on? What's going on here? This worked last time. That's the thing I'm not getting. Oh, prepare maybe? No. Okay, let's do this printer. Let's remove this printer and then try a new one. Come on. Oh, my computer just close program. Size is wrong in config. Okay, let's try this. Okay. So, Orca Slicer. Load bed shape, texture, and model. Click the corresponding table to download. So I downloaded. So we downloaded that. Let me just make sure. Okay. 300 that, 300 that. Texture, bed shape, bed model. Assuming bed model. No, don't want to see. Okay. So bed shape, custom, load shape from STL. Okay. Okay. Modify the starting G code in the slicer. Yeah, why? What the hell is going on? You need all three. And then, how do I load texture. Oh, load texture. There you go. Oh, okay, I think I got it. Bed shape. Texture. Model. Okay. There we go. You have to load all three. I'm just big dumb. Okay. Print start. Copy that. Delete. Control V. Okay. Auxiliary cooling fan provides excellent that. Okay, so we got to go into auxiliary part cooling. And we got a hardened steel nozzle. Okay. Save. Seabore. Quad XY Trident. Go. So there we go. Now we have that. Okay, there we go. No, this is a 250. It's 250 on the height. On the XY, it's 300. It's 300 on the XY. Yeah, it's 300 on the XY. It's 250 on the Z. Because it's a Trident. Physical printer. Okay, so the settings will only apply to the current filament. So on this, we're not using... Where is this guy? Okay. So I don't think we have the fan going on this. Yeah. So I think that's fan 3. I think. Where's that? I don't know what fan that is. Generic ABS. Exhaust fan. Yeah, there you go. So that's the air filter. Okay, so that's that. I don't want this fan speed. There we go. So that's ABS. So that's Voron ABS / ASA. So there we go. That minimum layer times. What's my temperatures? 260, 105. Yeah, we can bump that up. I don't like going too fast still. There we go. There we go. Okay. Save. There we go. Now, I can load the rest of the stuff I gotta print. SCLs. C drives at end stop. Gantry. Front idlers. AB drive units. Z joints. These guys I gotta print. And actually, one of these I don't have to do a bunch of. It is this guy? Or, yeah, Hall effect. Because this doesn't have Hall effect, so I don't need that. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom. There we go. 4, 5, 5, 40. Cubic. Other, no brim, speed. I'm okay with those speeds. Okay. Outer wall point. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Okay. So this is now Voron spec. Okay, there we go. Parse infill, we'll bump that up 0.7. Slice plate. There we go. Why cubic over gyroid? At high percentage infill is just asking to rattle your printer apart, and you don't really get much out of it other than slower print times. because it takes time to do gyroid. Gyroid's one of the slower infills. So usually I don't like gyroid, groid, however you pronounce it. Gyroid I use when I need low infill percentage. Whenever I'm doing a print that's low infill, I like to use gyroid. High infill, I prefer cubic or grid. I like cubic because grid is good in XY, but not Z. Cubic I find is kind of good in everything. It doesn't really matter. I mean, at high enough infill percentage, you're throwing enough plastic in there, it doesn't really matter too much. But when you're doing low percent infill, gyroid I like because you have a better chance of having to support stuff, I find. New crosshatch. Crosshatch is pretty okay too. Okay, so we got to print those now too. Yeah. Fortunately, I only have 2 spools of this filament, so I can't get 3 printers going. I don't, or actually, shoot, 1 second. 1 second. Is this the right filament? Polymaker ABS, purple? Polymaker, oh wait, is it Polylight? Polylight ABS? Galaxy, dang it, it's Galaxy purple. Not regular purple. Shoot. Shoot. Do I have a purple on here? No. That's purple, but that's a different shade of purple. This is a different, not the right purple. Maybe I have one down here. And, why are all my purples Galaxy purple? I mean, I know why they're Galaxy purple, because Galaxy purple is awesome. But that's not what this printer is using. Oh well. Cool, I actually caught a stream. You get to catch me for forgetting that I printed stuff, or forgot to print stuff. Steve's waving. Are you leaving, Steve? Bye, Steve. Found cubic to be the strongest. It really depends what you're printing. I like cubic. I like cubic. Oh, it's a highway. Hi. That Twisted Tea? No, it's Landshark. Landshark Lager. Because I goofed and I forgot to print stuff because I got completely all mixed up after the trip, and then yesterday being a complete gong show. Because you know what's funny? If the printer wasn't borked yesterday, we would have caught this right away that I didn't have those parts printed. Or, correction, I printed those parts and then I threw them out because I'm big dumb. Because I printed them on the printer I didn't want to use because that printer broke. But now it's working, as you can see. So. I mean, I need to put hours on this printer anyways, so. When was the last time Tom or Tom tested infill? A while. The thing is, it's one of those things you do a test on it, and then that's it. Like, it's not going to change too much. Galaxy purple is amazing. The problem is, this isn't what this printer used. So I can't just, like, have a couple shiny parts in it. Although I might do the skirts. I might do the skirts in Galaxy purple. We'll see. So. By the way, if you want anything for a printed prop from Fallout to look good, just take a picture of it and put a black and white filter on it. You put the black and white filter on it, and it just, mwah, beautiful. It's like cheating. Am I a Bamboo Lab hater? No. I don't like some of their business practices, but I think they make a pretty good machine for some people. Why would you just randomly come into a stream and ask me that? Compelling tablet games are when trapped on a plane. I don't have a single game on my phone. Like, I can't remember the last time I installed War Never Changes. The thing is, though, yes, War Never Changes. This is the, I'm realizing somebody posting War Never Changes is the, this is the way every time I posted a picture of my Mando suit, right? But, fun fact, War changes a lot. War does not never change. War changes all the bloody time. It's scary. What practices? The anti, the lockdown ecosystem, the, let's see, what else? So we got the lockdown ecosystem. We got the machines that are not designed for repairability in mind. The whole ecosystem of this is how you use our machines. Oh, you want to use it like you do other 3D printers? No, you use it our way. There is no other way. Screw you for trying. The fact that if any content creator says anything bad about them, they get kicked out of the affiliate program with them. I don't like that. And for the record, I never even applied for their affiliate program, so they couldn't kick me out because I never applied for it in the first place. Because I only sign up for affiliates for companies I like or I endorse. Yeah, they're very much just like, they make a good printer. Like you can't like, nobody should be buying an Ender 3 nowadays with the A1 series being what it is. Oh, also the data collection stuff. Also they like, what's the current thing they're doing? Like here, let me pull it up here. They're doing a giveaway, but it's not a giveaway. Like stuff like this. Like where is it? Where's their giveaway? This. So bring your ideas to life, solve real blah, 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 blah. So why I print? They want you to essentially, if you go read the actual details of this whole thing, they're doing a contest for like a $5,000 cash prize. Yeah, there's $5,000 in prizes. But it's not a contest. How are winners selected? Winners are chosen based on the authenticity and impact of their story and the quality of their visual representation, photos and videos. We're looking for genuine stories that resonate. So it's not a contest. It's essentially everyone give us free promotional material that you give us the right to, that we can use to promote our product, and we will pick some of you to give money to. The rest of you, thank you for the free promotional video. Like stuff like that I don't like. And I know other companies do this stuff, but it's like, they make a good printer, but I don't like their business practices. Only know of Nathan. There's been other content creators that they don't talk to anymore because they didn't hype them up enough. They're very much doing like what DJI did to FPV. Now, DJI drones are different than FPV drones. You're not flying a DJI drone to go bando bashing. But they have full control over the ecosystem. Very much a walled garden. Very much a walled garden. If you get into 3D printing and you only know how to use bamboo machines, you're, you know, what's a PID tune? I don't know. What's a console? I don't know. That's why. Are they in your house if you own a bamboo printer? It's the same as like TikTok. I don't like TikTok. The data collection aspect scares me. DJI, I like DJI stuff. They make good stuff. I use the Osmo Cam. But fun fact about the Osmo Pocket, you can't update the firmware on it unless you download the app on your phone. And to put the app on your phone, you have to sideload it, because it can't be on the Google Play Store because it doesn't meet the requirements to be on the Google Play Store due to excessive data collection. And they're all in the same, under the same umbrella. Bamboo just graced us with the ability to update your firmware via SD card. But to update your firmware to a version of the firmware that you can update via an SD card, you have to create an account, connect it to the network, download the app on your phone, and go through the whole process of connecting it to the web to put the firmware on it. That you can then not have to connect it to the net. So you have to break the rule, because a lot of places you can't have stuff that connects to the internet. Simple as that. If you're running a Bamboo Lab machine in any form of business, be aware every file you send to that thing goes through the cloud by default. So, yeah. So yeah, it is what it is. Also, their support is horribly overwhelmed right now. All the apps collect data. I know all the apps collect my data. I'm aware of that. Doesn't mean I can still like, I still choose who collects my data. I mean, we all know Google knows everything about us. But I don't need my 3D printer company knowing more. And also, I find it really funny, all the 3DP 2A folks really love bamboos. It's like, isn't that like not compatible? Scary how much Google, you want to be scared? On Google, you can actually request Google to let you download all the information they have about you. I put in the request to do that. They're like, hey, your 18 gigabyte file is ready for download, because it takes them a bit to get it all together. So I know Bamboo's really pushing on the AI stuff too, with like, does Maker, okay, I don't have a Maker, well, okay, technically I have a MakerWorld account because it's a Bamboo account, but I don't use MakerWorld. Does MakerWorld's TOS basically spell out that they're going to use all your files for data collection, for AI training? I'm very interested to know if they have something like that in their TOS, considering how much they're kind of pushing for AI generation. I don't like AI. I use it as a tool. It's okay as a tool, but people are trying to make it do a lot more than it really should be used for. Also, fun fact, you've always been able to update Bamboo firmware via SD card. They just locked it and hid it. What do we got over here? What's all this? What's in this box? Nope. Ooh. Actually, these are the front idlers from this guy. Can I use these? I mean, I probably could use these. I completely forgot I had these. These are the front idlers for that guy, because this is correct. Oh, no, wait, no, it wouldn't work because they're 9mm belts. The spacing wouldn't work. Shoot. I was like, hey, Andrew, you're about to get a free upgrade to CNC front idlers. But these are designed for the 9mm belt, so I don't think they would work. Got the DJI gimbal program, and they use that as a dedicated Android device and offline. Yep. Whenever I have a burner phone, and by burner phone, I just an older phone I don't use anymore, that I specifically keep around anytime I have to put an app on it. Anytime I'm forced to use an app, I use a burner phone that doesn't have any of my personal information on it, and is only connected to the Wi-Fi network that I keep locked out in my house. So, am I being paranoid over some things? Probably. But I mean, ring cameras get hacked all the time. Baby cameras get hacked all the time. Your bank gets hacked all the time. Yeah. I was really disappointed they didn't show up at Smurf. Honestly, like, if anyone from Bamboo's listening, I'm actually disappointed in you guys that nobody from the actual team, other than your PR person, who, from my understanding, just did a sales pitch during a speech, and then I didn't see her at all weekend. I was really hoping some people from the actual team would show up at the event so I could talk to them. I was gonna do a good video, like literally, I was gonna do a freaking puff piece. Like, hey, thank you for finally coming out and being part of the community. You guys make an awesome printer. A lot of people like it, but you guys don't show up at RepRap Fest. Thank you for finally showing up at a RepRap Fest and partaking of the community and see what we have built. And nope, they didn't show up. That annoyed me. That really annoyed me. So, we're worried about Bamboo having access to your phone. Not specifically the issue is, do I trust access to remain exclusive to them? Monkey, you bring up a very good point. Remember, at the end of the day, it's not just what Bamboo or Creality or anyone other app that what they do with your data. You have to be concerned that, hey, what if a malicious actor gets access to that? Bamboo has already shown that their network is susceptible to pushing prints to a printer. They had an issue because they didn't use indemnity tokens, where their printers all started printing in the middle of the night. Because what happened was people hit like print to try and send a print through the app, through the network to their printer, and the printer didn't print. And then eventually it did. So I guess what happened was a bunch of those prints buffered up in the system, and they're all like released at once at like 2 in the morning. So everyone's printer just started printing in the middle of the night if you had a buffered print. So what happens if somebody gets access to Creality Cloud, Bamboo Network, or whatever Bamboo calls it? Like, what happens if a malicious actor gets access to control a network of printers, and all of a sudden, hey, I live in Canada. Imagine if like one night, every single 3D printer in Canada just printed a gun. Imagine that. Imagine if every 3D printer from a company in Canada just printed a Glock frame overnight. That's not good. Or, hey, you know, set hot end to 300 Z negative China and just burn. Like, you'd be surprised if when you sit down and think about it, what a malicious actor can do if they had access to a remote printer. It's like, remember back in the old days when we were all shitting on the Church of Scientology, back when 4chan was crusading against it, and we all faxed them black pieces of paper to use up all their toner ink? You could do a lot more than that with a 3D printer. Don't live in Canada. Most countries you can't manufacture firearms legally. So if somebody were to push a G-code file to print a Glock frame to every printer in Europe, I'm sure it's not legal in Europe. Like, that's the thing I'm scared about with networked printers. That's what I'm afraid of with printers that are always connected to a network. And it's yeah, my Clipper machines, they're connected to the internet, but they don't talk to a cloud. Like, they pretty much, Clipper machines pretty much run on a LAN. And then if your LAN is connected to the internet, yeah, they have internet access, but there's no like feedback loop. But if you have a cloud server in the connection, right? That's where the problem lies. And I don't like that. I don't like any company that does that. For a lot of people, it's no biggie. For a lot of people, it's not an issue. Little Timmy printing meme prints of poop emojis is not the concern. It's businesses and education. And also, there's also, you know, the chance that, hey, if a malicious actor got in there and did that, it would be really bad. That's the scary thing. Printed Pooh Bear in China. You can't. Bamboo machines only do 4 colors. You need 5 colors for a Pooh Bear. Or was that the Tigger? Where did I put the Tigger? Do I still have them? Or I think Calvin took them. Are the communications from the cloud from Bamboo even encrypted? I believe they are. I know Bamboo sends a log to the mothership, but you can't access it. I know Grant was like looking into that. SWAT would be at my door if I printed pew-pews. Yeah, like, I'm in Canada. It's illegal for me here to have the files to print a firearm. Like, the government, like, I'm pretty sure they just ruled, because in Canada, it's not word of the law, it's intent of the law. So, hey, in Canada, you're not allowed to manufacture firearms for personal use unless you do a bunch of stuff and get licenses and stuff. So I don't have those. So, hey, if I were to have the STLs to print a Glock frame on my computer, and then I had a 3D printer, that's intent, because it shows that I am capable of doing that. So if somebody were to maliciously hack random computer or 3D printer company's cloud service and just push a G-code file to everyone to print a Glock frame, regardless if it prints or not, technically, congratulations, you've broken a federal law, because now your printer is capable of breaking the intent of the law. Get someone framed. Yeah, get framed with a Glock frame. Or an AR-15 lower or something. Like, that's the sketchy thing. That's something I don't think a lot of people think about. These are CNC machines. These are CNC machines. Would you have a Mazak or a Herco or a Makino or any other CNC in your house that, like, you trusted sending files through the cloud when your tool head can spend a 5-inch fly cutter at 20,000 ripums? Legalized drill presses. I mean, you can go to Home Depot and with some, you know, black pipe and a nail, you can make something, but Let's not go down that route. Shouldn't imply intent. Doesn't matter what it implies. Intent of the law. You are not allowed to do something. You have the means to do something. And this old school AV. AVE kind of dropped off. I haven't watched AVE in a long time. He made his, for those that don't know, AVE was in the trades. I'm pretty sure he was a oil person. He worked in oil rigs or something. He made good money before he did YouTube. So I'm pretty sure he basically just semi-retired and is living off what he made. Good for him. What are we doing? Overhangs? Overhangs. Yeah. You have the means to not. Yeah, but it's once you act on those means, that's the problem. When buy a 3D printer, they ask to print again. Rolls eyes. Yeah, I mean, I follow a bunch of the 3DP 2A folks on Twitter. I'm jelly of what they're able to do. It's surprising how good 3DP Pew Pew have gotten. So yeah. We'll be fine. Just don't live stream printing weird things. Yeah, we found out the hard way earlier this year when I did my birthday stream. Don't hold any Helldiver props. But just imagine, like, just the scenario, right? Yeah, in Canada, our current government is very much about messaging. So, hey, imagine if it came out on the news that, like, every machine from a XYZ brand of 3D printer last night was pushed a file to print an AR-15 lower. How do you think your local government would react to that? Would they go, "Oh, that's a fluke," or would they go, "Hey, okay, let's ban 3D printers"? Obviously, probably wouldn't go over well, but that's something they may try to do. Like, that's the scary stuff with the network. Remember, the cloud is just another dude's computer. Nearly jar content railroad train. Cheers, Tyler. You're joining on a weird day. Yesterday, my computer completely shit the bed mid-stream, or at the very beginning of the stream. So I spent the whole day getting the computer back online, reinstalling everything, only to realize during all of that, I forgot to print stuff for the thing we're supposed to build. So all we've done today is put in the upper Z-idlers and put 2 heat sets in. And now I'm waiting for everything else to finish. So we're going to continue on this on Tuesday. So for now, I'm just having a beer and yapping. Considering a little bit live in Canada. Quite simple. Because people whose entire existence is based around a political ideology are sad. I may be voting a certain way this election, but that doesn't define who I am. You can be more than the way you vote. Also, I would not be able to do this in the States. Free healthcare. You think I could? You think I'm making enough off YouTube to afford American healthcare? Are you serious? Like, and I'm not so conservative. I like guns. That's one thing. If anything, I'd be libertarian, but I'm not, because let's be honest, libertarian is dumb. It's not like I'm not a single choice voter. I'm left on some things, right on some things. I'm a normal human. I don't fit in a specific thing. I just happen to go, at this time, this party maybe, I think, is representing me a little bit more. Don't be posting mega in here. Don't. You post it again, I'm going to ban you. Don't be doing that shit. Because, okay, watch me fly. Mr. Mega, tell me exactly when America was great. Tell me exactly when. And I will tell you, it was not great then. Because, like, a lot of people would not agree with you. Time is fluid. You shouldn't be hearkening back to the great days. Because during those great days, hey, certain people couldn't vote. Agent Smith had it right. 1999. After that, everything went to shit. Or is it if you're like it's only been like 40 years since women in the US can even open a bank account on their own? What's your tax rate again? I don't know. Depends on my income. It's a chart. Also, I know for sure it's lower because my healthcare is rolled into it. When I worked for the tool shop I worked at, I went down to our shop in Alabama because we had a sister shop down there. And I was talking with one of the workers there, and they were like, oh, you know, you pay so much taxes. And I'm like, okay, so what's your taxes plus your healthcare rolled together? And they're this. And I'm like, so you're paying more tax than me? Like, oh no, I'm not paying more tax than you. I'm paying less tax than you. Yeah, but when you add your healthcare coverage that you have to pay for out of your paycheck, it becomes more than my taxes. Well, it's not taxes though. I'm like, it's the same thing. It's still money out of your pocket going away every paycheck to something you may need in the future. No GST for 2 months. I know, my beer was $1 cheaper. Hooray. I'm totally going to vote for that party now. A lot of people are just confusing the abstract knowledge of the past. Yeah, everything was better when you were a kid. You didn't have to pay taxes when you were a kid. It was great. You just played Pokemon. Winner writes history. Exactly. Before Harambe. Rip. 2016. That damn gorilla. That damn gorilla. Nah. In Canada, remember Chris Young? Remember, in Canada, a lot of stuff is provincial level. It's like we all complain about housing and blame Trudeau, but a lot of time, a lot of that stuff has to do with provincial. It's the boogeyman. You just, whoever the evil person is, the evil person. It is what it is. Take care of yourself and your family. Do what's best for yourself and your family. Donald Sears. Donald Sears is. Somebody help me out here. Was Donald Sears the president in Metal Gear Solid? Like the other Solid Snake twin? Wasn't it Donald Sears? Why is that name Donald Sears? Sorry, Donald, I'm putting you on the spot. Donald Sears. Metal Gear Solid. Solidus. Make. Sorry. George Sears. He was George Sears, not Donald Sears. Sorry, that just randomly popped in my head there. It's a world, yeah. It's a global economy. It's a global economy. We're all intertwined. Trying to be protectionist is just dumb because then everyone else moves on without you and leaves you alone. So, my ADHD is showing just a little bit, just a little bit. It is illegal to deny a citizen health care. Yep. When little guy was born, wife had a C-section. We were in the hospital for 4 days, 3 nights. We had our own private room. Obviously, medical care for a C-section, all that. The only thing I paid out of pocket was parking. How have I been? I've been great. Yesterday sucked. Everything went wrong yesterday. Today is kind of a repeat because I spent the whole day trying to fix this computer. And then realized I didn't print everything I needed. So I missed classic Radio Shack. Fun fact, technically Radio Shack is kind of still alive in Canada. When Radio Shack went under, Circuit City, Circuit City of all things, bought all the Radio Shacks in Canada and then turned them into a store called The Source by Circuit City. And they're still around. So like, a lot of them are closing right now because they're not doing good. But technically, like there's still like stores that were Radio Shacks that are still open. JA gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. I don't think you'll find it. I mean, it's pretty easy. Just remove the profits. Why does a healthcare... remember, healthcare companies don't provide healthcare. Doctors and hospitals provide healthcare. Healthcare companies just take your money and then give it to the doctors if they feel like it. So essentially, you just need to remove the profits out of it. Doctors can still make good money. The people running these companies can still make good money. You just don't need to have $500 billion in profit every year. That money could just not exist. That money could just go back to people getting healthcare. Because when everyone is healthier, they contribute more to the economy and the quality of life goes up. Rising tide raises all ships. Best Buy is changing all the Source over to Best Buy. That's what that was, because the Source in our mall just closed and now we have a Best Buy Express. That makes sense. So now they're Best Buys. Have I played Veilguard yet? No, and nothing I've seen actually interests me too much about that game. I'm a sucker for a good story game. I don't play grindy games. I don't like games that are grindy, so Path of Exile and whatnot, not my cup of tea. I've heard good things about Path of Exile too. It's just not my cup of tea, not my type of game. But after playing a couple, like, just south of 1,000 hours of Baldur's Gate 3, watching people playing Veilguard, Best Buy is scrambling to survive. Yeah, they kind of are. Amazon and online retailers are killing them. It's like, why would I drive 30 minutes to go to a Best Buy to buy an SSD for $50 when I can go on Amazon right now, pay $30, and it'll be here tomorrow? Nothing's cheaper at Best Buy than Amazon. And I don't have to go to Best Buy. I can just have it delivered. So I want to play RuneScape. I played RuneScape on the Pentium 2 computer at the school library in 2003. When did RuneScape come out? When did RuneScape come out? I played it in high school. 2001, yeah. I was playing RuneScape back on the Windows 98 machine at high school. Actually, grade school too. No, maybe grade 8. I can't remember. Yeah, that was the last time I played RuneScape. What about Witcher games? I tried to play Witcher 3. I have Witcher 1, 2, and 3. I have them all. I got about halfway through the first one, maybe an hour in the second, and then the third one, I tried getting into the third one several times. I make it about 2 or 3 hours, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done for the day, and then I never pick it up again. I think it's just the gameplay of 3 is a little clunky. I know the story's good, but... Did I ever play Zork? Technically, actually, yeah. I played Zork 2, I think? Best Buy matches? Yeah, but then I gotta drive 30 minutes to go to a Best Buy. That's an hour of my life that I could not be doing that. Do we have micro? No, we don't have micro centers in Canada. The closest micro center to me is it's only about an hour away, but it's in the States. So you gotta be careful with customs and duties coming back. Never lie when crossing a border. Never lie when crossing a border. The last thing you need to do is for me to I'm just gonna go, micro center, go buy my main computer has a 3950X and they got a 5800X 3D on sale or something. Go buy that. On the way back, don't tell the guy at the border because I don't want to pay tax on it twice, essentially. And they go, cool, you're now banned from the US for life. Or whatever. Actually, no, coming back, they want to do that. But going in, never lie to border guards. Never lie. It's okay to not tell them everything. Only answer what they ask directly. So, where are you going? I'm going to a RepRap Fest. Why are you going there? What is it? 3D printing convention. I help a open source group that makes 3D printers, and I'm going to go hang out. Okay. Not telling them I'm going to film videos. Or whatever. But never lie. Never lie. Because the last thing you need is cool, you're not banned from the US for life. Or banned from Canada or any other country. Never lie to a border guard. Never. Yeah, so they had a switchblade and alcohol. Are switchblades even a, like, everyone says they're illegal, but it's like any knife you can just... Oh no. This is a jerry... Is this the jerry rig? Yeah, this is the jerry rig everything knife. Are those even a real thing? Yes. I mean... Yes. Yeah. Just answer what they're asking directly. The only thing with the video thing is technically I think I'm okay. Because I'm not... It gets really tricky if you're doing anything that's work related. Essentially, if you're doing something that a citizen of the country you're going to would normally be doing that job, they don't like that. So if I'm going to Smurf and I'm going to film some interviews for my YouTube channel, that's probably okay. Okay? Don't reveal that unless they ask, because then they just you get into the 20 questions game. It gets really annoying. But that's okay. Now, if I was going to Smurf to be the main videographer for the event and then put out a video for Smurf afterwards, that's when I need the work visa. So essentially, as long as whatever you're doing isn't taking away from a job that a citizen of that country would normally be doing, you're usually okay. That's the rule, essentially. So, hey, I'm going to Rocky Mountain RepRap Fest. What are you doing there? It's a 3D printing convention. I'm involved with an open source group that designs 3D printers, and I may be filming some videos for my YouTube channel. Okay, that's cool. Hey, where are you going? Hey, I'm going to Rocky Mountain RepRap Fest. I'm going to be filming an event video of the entire event, editing it, and providing that to the people that are running the event. That's a no-no, because that's a job an American could be doing. I wouldn't say that much. Exactly. You don't even say that much. Where are you going? I'm going to the airport for a flight to Colorado. What are you doing in Colorado? There's a 3D printing convention I'm going to. That's literally what I said for Smurf. I come up to the border. Where are you going? I'm going to the Detroit airport for a flight to Manchester, United Kingdom. What are you doing there? There's a 3D printing convention I'm attending. I will be back on Monday. Have a nice day. That's literally all I got going into the US last time. It is a gray area for visas, as long as it's for personal. It's the moment you're like hiring people, the moment you are providing it for something other than your own channel, that's when it starts to get funky, essentially. Also, if you're getting paid there, that's another thing. If you're getting paid, that's another big thing. It's like, no, I'm not getting paid there. Nobody's giving me money to go there. Aside from video sponsors. Although the video sponsors technically pay you when the video goes public. So they're paying you after the fact. Just refuse to talk about it. You can't refuse. That's the thing. They have full rights when you roll up to that border to just go, you're not coming in our country. Go away. You have no right to go to another country. Like, I know this like breaks some Americans' brains, but you have no right to leave your country. You could be stopped at the border and they can go, I don't trust you. You're not coming in our country today. Sure you do. Why? You're not a citizen of Canada. What rights do you have here? Get out of my country. Border guard could just do that. We have visa agreements. A border guard still has ultimate power to deny you. A border guard for any reason could deny you. They could just go, you're suspicious. We don't trust you. Goodbye. They can. They don't do it all the time, obviously. You pretty much have to piss them off. But literally, you have the right to attempt. But for any reason, a border guard can deny you entry to pretty much any country on earth. You have no right to leave your own country. You're a non-citizen. You have no rights. Canada is full today. Yeah, unless you are a citizen or you have like a green card or whatever the equivalent is of another country, you have no right to enter another country other than your own. Yeah, visa and agreements, they make it easier, but at any point, they could just go, no. They have to let you try. You can roll up to the border. I am a citizen of Botswana. Let me in. Nah. Come back tomorrow. Like, yep, and they have no they don't need a reason. They can literally go, cool, unlock your phone, give it to me now. If you decline, cool, goodbye. You're banned from Canada for life or whatever. Like, you have no rights at border. You have no rights at border security. I remember years ago, we went to go shopping. My mom took us shopping. Me, back when I was a wee little lad in grade school, me, my brother and sister. I think my sister was still in she was like still in a booster seat in the car. We went to go to the States to go shopping at, I don't know, one of the malls. And my mom, when you get to the border, it's really busy. There's a guy like directing you in lanes. He directed us into a lane. It turned out it was the Nexus lane. That's for like the people that travel daily. It's like an enhanced driver's license. So we get up there and it's this big Texan guy. He's like, what are you doing here? And my mom's like, oh, hey, sorry, we're in the wrong lane. We don't have a Nexus card. The guy told us to get in this lane and we couldn't get out of it. We don't have that. And he's like, cool, you're going to secondary. And then we spent the next 3 hours sitting in a room with no air conditioning, no TV, while they tore apart my mom's minivan. You got no choice. Is what it is. What is it? Short answer is that if the blade is not opened without touching the blade, it's illegal. Oh, so like, because I have to like literally push this open and I'm touching the blade while I'm opening it, that's okay. But if it's one of the ones where you do the flick, that's no, or you push a button, that makes sense. I mean, that sounds like a very like 40s type of law. We are really nice. No, we're not. You guys watch my live streams. We were sent to secondary because my coworker had chewing tobacco in his mouth when he answered the border guard. The guard didn't like that. Yeah, that's rude. That's rude. Rule of thumb, when you roll up on the border, drop all your windows, drop all the windows in your car, and start off. Like, acknowledge the border guard in a cordial manner. Good morning! And have your passport in your hand. Be very polite. And don't park behind me. I am cursed. Every time I cross the border, I'll roll up and there'll be 5 booths. And each booth will have 1 car at it. And I'm like, great, short line. And I'll pick one. No matter which one I pick, the guy in front of me always has a problem. And I'm stuck there waiting 20 minutes while everyone else just zooms by. Don't ever follow me behind on a border. I always get cursed and get stuck behind somebody slow. Turn on your overhead lights. If it's nighttime, yeah. But yeah, always be nice. They're just people doing a job. Just be nice. Don't be rude. And don't ever lie. Just answer what they're asking directly. Don't give them your life story. And then you'll have a good time. What do we got? What do we got now? That's still printing. How's the Prusa printing? The Prusa's printing printingly. Canadian border guards are quite polite. It depends who you get. Like, I used to do USPSA. That's competitive pistol shooting. I used to do USPSA. And every other weekend during the summer, me and a bunch of guys would go over to the States to go shoot a match at like Raccoon Hunters or DSC or any of the other like ranges around Detroit. And it was always funny going over into the States because they're like, oh, a bunch of Canadians with guns, what you got? And they look at them, they check the serial numbers and whatnot. And they're like, you might need those because you're going through Detroit. And it's all ha 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 ha, and everyone's laughing. And, you know, I had a buddy who shoots a race gun, so all the border guards are like, yeah, it's all cool and whatnot. Coming home, though, we realized that if we always went to the same booth, we were more likely to get the same person every time, because nothing is more annoying than when you're in a freaking Kia Soul, or what was it? Kia Forte. That's what Buddy drove. A Kia Forte with 4 Canadians, and you roll up on a border guard who's never heard this before. Hi, 4 Canadians. We're coming back home. We have 6 firearms in our vehicle. And the border guard just goes, what? And you're like, here's our licenses, the authorization to transport. This is all you need to see. Well, what about, you don't need to see that. These are the documents you need to see. We know this because you guys never know what documents you need to see. These are what you need to see. Okay, yes, we're going to secondary. We're going to secondary again. And then you go to secondary and the guys are like, you guys again? Those YouTube, yeah. Oh, sovereign citizens are just weird. It's like, I'm a person traveling. You have no rights to stop me. I don't pay taxes. Yeah, but you're driving on a road that's paid by taxes. So, in essence, you didn't pay for this road. What are you doing on it? Go pay your taxes. Then you can drive on the road. Roads cost money. Try domestically with firearms. They're always amusing. Isn't it just like lock it up, unload it, and check it? Isn't that all it is? Are you speaking to the person or the entity? Oh, God. Sovereign citizens are just funny. I mean, if you don't want to participate in society, there's plenty of mountains in Kentucky you can go in. But you can't claim to not want to participate in society while participating and gaining all the benefits of participating in society. You want a white 2 For? I really want to get this stupid thing built because it's going to look really cool. But unfortunately, this build is cursed. I'm sorry, Andrew, if you're still watching. This build is cursed. Highways are owned by private companies. It's got to be an American thing. That's got to be an American thing, assuming. I've been on, are you referring to toll roads? Not all toll roads are, I don't know. 10-second recap of the stream. We put the Z-idlers in, and then I realized I accidentally threw out a box of parts that I needed. So we're printing parts and yapping. I've seen the chain axe on the Warhammer sub. Ooh. I want to bring a weapon. Well, if you got to fly somewhere, like, again, I used to do USPSA and IPSC. If I never flew, I drove. But if I had a match, like, I remember driving 9 hours for an Ontario provincial because it was a 9-hour drive away. I wish I could fly that, but flying in Canada is expensive. If I could take a $100 Spirit Air flight for that, I would have. So, you need a hot end for decently quick prints. Bare bones, like without knowing anything else, Rapido. I'm a big fan of Revos, but if you're gonna outflow a Revo high flow, Rapido probably. If you need to go stupidly absurd fast, Tube. Get a Tube. Rapido on the cheap side, Tube on the YOLO ballin' side. Firearm and ammunition, which is the funny thing, because in Canada, well, okay, not right now, because the list keeps getting bigger of what we're not allowed to have, but in Canada, you can legally order a firearm to your house. When I built my AR lower, I picked up my lower at the freaking post office on the way home from work. There's no FFL thing in Canada. You just, if you can buy it online and you're legally allowed to, you just buy it online and it shows up at your house. What do you do with your tube? Put a nozzle in it, put some heaters and a thermistor in it, connect it to a printer, and send it. It's a high flow hot end. It's a fun little high flow, super high flow. Ultra high flow? What even is high flow? There is no industry standards for any of this. So much stuff that we have in 3D printing, we're literally just flying by the seats of our pants. Like we call, like, I kind of like the fact that we call like these style of printers now bed flingers, because we called them Cartesian before. Cartesian is a plot. It has nothing to do with a motion system. It's a single motor moves each axis. Well, that's not Cartesian. Cartesian is like XY. What is high flow? What is normal flow? What are the actual ISO standards for that? There are none. We're just making up shit at this point in 3D printing. What is the majority of the hot ends? Also, remember, most people don't need high flow at all. Like, talk to any filament manufacturer. What is the majority of filament sold? PLA, PETG, 90% of it. High flow is outrunning your cooling. Ultra high flow outrunning your movement. I can outrun my hot end on my Ultimaker original. So is that ultra high flow? That's a bad joke, James. Get better material. That's a boomer joke. How old are you, James? James, how old are you? James Kerbal. Any relation to the space program? That is such a boomer joke. My wife, we made my wife, we fight, and I hate my wife. Boomer humor. I love my wife. 45, yep. What are we at? What are we at? Can we do the giveaway? We'll do the giveaway at 10:30. I think tonight, yeah. I can't believe I forgot to throw out the box. Yeah, it was right there, like literally. So what happened was, where's the camera? There, that's the overhead. What happened was, see this little right there? See right there? There was a box there. Because what happened, if you notice, I took that spool of filament that's up there, that's printing right now, off this printer. Because what happened was, I tried printing on this guy, and we had all the issues. So what I did was, I'm like, okay, you know what, whatever, I'll print them on my LDO V2. So I loaded the filament on that, and then I printed the Z motor mounts, and then I put them in this box. And then I printed the Gantry stuff, and I put them in another box. And I left the box next to the printer. And then I think I put other stuff on the box. And then I eventually went, okay, garbage time. And I collected a bunch of boxes that, because I have so many like this, boxes like this that are just like filled with stuff that's garbage. So I just use them as little garbage boxes. And then I forget about them. I think there was like probably a paper towel on it or something. And I just threw the box out. So, yeah. What is the max flow of bamboo hot end? Depends what you're printing. Honestly, I think bamboo, the stock machine could go fast. Like, this is a Diamondback hot end. Like, you can get all kinds of funky hot ends for that thing. But the stock hot end, if you're printing Voron parts on your bamboo, slice it with the stock profile and run it at 60%. That's what I do. Because I found the stock profile on a bamboo with ABS. I did not like the layer adhesion I was getting. I was getting, for parts that are like, you know, like stuff like this, like a print like this on a bamboo, this little tab right here, right? This guy right here, this little tab right here would break off, would be really weak. This one isn't too bad. This was printed on a Prusa, and it could take some weight. On a bamboo, I would find this kind of stuff would break if I printed it at its full speed. The bamboo machines I really don't like their stock profiles. Their stock profiles send it a little too much because bigger number, better printer. But the problem is, if the print is shit, what's the point? So, would I prefer Dragonfly or Rapido? I'd say Rapido. I haven't really used Dragons. Personally, I'm a fan of Revos because I like the nozzle. I like the fact that you never have to worry about it oozing. You just screw it in and off you go. I like the form factors. I like Revos. I like the form factor. But the Rapido is like I just need high flow and it's cheap. And it works with all the V6 nozzles and the whole ecosystem with all that. Yeah, I never get people to say, out of all the machines I have powered up right now, my bamboo prints the worst. Bamboos print fine, but they don't print any better than any other modern good. Right now, the best printer I have in terms of like, if I'm running the machine at stock profiles as the company provided, the best printer I have is my Prusa Mark IV. Any of them. They print the best out of any printer I have right now in terms of just quality. But they don't print as fast as my Vorons. And some other, they can't reliably churn out PCCF and carbon fiber and glass film nylons like the Pantheon here. All machines, they're tools. Use the tool that fits the requirements you need. I mean, this thing has a Z wobble because the Z axis is over constrained, and they know that. But it's cosmetic, so it doesn't affect anything. Their customers don't care because their customers don't care. It's been corrected in newer versions of the machine. I just have an older version of it. Slow as hell though. No, they're not. Let's do some, okay, so we have, okay. I hate the fact it takes so long. Come on. Like, Prusas are not as slow. It takes forever. Okay, ready? Okay, so bamboo. Where is it? Where is it? Bamboo. There we go. Scroll by it. Okay, so I have an X1 carbon. Did they drop the carbon part? Okay, whatever. So X1 carbon. Cool. Okay. Come on. Come on. Okay. So let's do, or actually here, let's do this because I don't want to do this. I'm going to open another instance because whatever. So these guys are printing. Control A, delete. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What parts are we going to do? Let's use all the front idlers. There you go. So I got all my front idlers. I'm running the 0.4 speed profile. Sure. Okay. So the fast BAM profile. We've got print settings. 40% infill. Oop, beginner mode, expert mode. We got what? 40% infill. 5 walls, or 5 top, 5 bottom, 4 walls. Okay. Did I open a second instance? I did. Okay, so that is that. Let's slice it. So, Prusa slicer, for those that don't know, we are looking at a 2-hour and 9-minute print. Okay, so if we go over here, prepare, Bamboo Lab X1 carbon, STLs, Gantry, front idlers, nope. Okay, again, stock profile. I'm not changing a thing. This is the standard Bamboo Lab profile for ABS. 4 walls, 5 top, 5 bottom, 40% cubic infill. Slice. So again, these are all the stock profiles. All the stock. It's an hour and 35 minutes. So about half hour faster. Plus, don't forget this machine takes like 10 to 15 minutes to get going because the bed takes forever to heat up. Because they put a mains power bed that's compatible in North America and Europe in it. I'm in North America, so this thing ain't getting 220 volt. It's getting 110, so it's a quarter of the power. So it's really not that big of a speed delta between them. It's surprisingly not that big of a speed delta between them. It depends a lot on the geometry of the part too. If it's a bigger thing, yeah, the bamboo will be able to go faster because it's able to accelerate faster on those like large infills. But if you're printing a lot of smaller stuff, it's not that big of a difference. And just for the record, the Seabore is 2 hours. The Seabore is 2 hours. And that's at whatever the stock settings for the Seabore are. I don't know which are the stock Trident settings for speeds. They probably go faster. The Core 1 is a little bit faster than a Mark IV. It's not that much faster, but it is faster. Speed doesn't matter to me. I know it does to some people, but you learn pretty quick that it's better to have your printer tuned for reliability than speed. And if you're printing structural stuff, certain materials just don't print good fast. It's like I'm printing, you know, these are depreciated, so I can beat the hell out of them. These are the glass-filled nylon motor mounts for a Death Racer. These were printed on this guy. This prints 600 grams of glass-filled nylon a day. That's what it's spec'd for, okay? So that's how much throughput. This does like 1.1 kilograms, I think, of PETG a day, 600 grams. They measure flow per day on this machine. This material, you can't print it fast. If you want to get the actual rated properties out of this material, you cannot print it fast. I'm actually denting that. Behold, metal. Nothing. All that for a drop of blood. That didn't even break through. It just broke off a little bit. It just, like, I can't even, that's all it did. Smashing that on, and by the way, this is hardened steel. I'm hitting it on the corner. Yeah, I got noise canceling going, so. Like, I'm chunking it. Like, so if you want to get the actual material properties out of your material, you need to print it at certain settings. Because if you print it too fast, you don't get the rated layer adhesion. If you print it too slow, you cook the filament in the barrel. Like, there's a whole bunch of material sciences that are involved in, I need to print something out of glass-filled nylon. No, listen to me. I don't need it printed out of glass-filled nylon. I need this glass-filled nylon. How do I print it to get those mechanical properties? Do I anneal them? Nope, this is fresh off the printer. Well, fresh off the printer and sitting around for like a month. Because it's garbage. Do I have any plans to test K2? If they send me one, I haven't got an email. I'm not going to go buy one. Have Z-Wobble what revision? Whatever revision they were building in like April. It's an HS3. I know mine's outdated. I think Joel has a more updated version because he has a chamber heater in his. Mine doesn't. I didn't throw them out because they're in one of the dirty bins of scrap. And it's not Z wobble, it's Z banding. This uses ball screws. And while the Z is super constrained on 30 millimeter hardened rods, the lead screw is enough to push it. Push it just enough. So there is a bit of a wobble to it. Or you can kind of see it in here. Let's see. No, because I don't have, actually you can kind of see it in this print maybe. Yeah, you can, let's see, can you see it? Let's see if I can hit it with the light. Let's see, you might be able to see it. You can kind of see, it's very hard to see. It's about a 5 millimeter repeating pattern. Actually, one second. I know what'll show it. I know what'll show it. One second here. This is the thing, you don't see it. It's actually pretty hidden. Let that dry. Put that here. Let that dry. So the pattern's actually pretty, like you like, put it this way, I printed this helmet on the Pantheon, and like after 2 minutes of handwork it's gone. Like it's mostly cosmetic. Prusa 2.9 pretty sure has included nozzle. Yeah, Prusa 2.9 you could change the nozzle sizes, which will be really nice for the XL. Flow rate, you can flow. There's your flow rate. You can see your flow rate in your slicer. Would give me a flow rate instead of print speed so I can just stick it. Oh, you want to see? Yeah, you could set your max flow rate in Orca. Well, technically you could set your max flow rate and then put all your speeds to 9999, and then you'll always be flow rate limited. You might not want to always do that, but you technically could do that if you wanted to always be printing at your max flow rate. Chamber temps are not good, 42. Ooh, that's not good. What printer? Yeah, the nozzle size would be really nice for something like, what you could do is you could have like, you could have a nozzle that's set up with like a 0.8. You can have a tool head on the XL set up with like a 0.8 or 1 mil nozzle that just loads like black filament or like cheap bulk filament for infill and like the inner wall, and then have like a nozzle for like fine detail outer wall stuff. You can get pretty funky on a P1S. Yeah. Some people were commenting on the Core 1 video how there's panel gaps, and it's true. If you look at the frame for a Core 1, there are some gaps to the panels, okay, in the corners. A piece of tape covers it. But there are panel gaps. I give them that. I think it looks worse on camera because the LEDs are so bright inside the printer. And when you're recording with the camera, it's kind of like blown out when you see it through the gaps. So the gaps are like minuscule. Like we're talking like fingernail, if that. But it doesn't have a massive poop chute in the back. And also the electronics are actually properly separated from the chamber. On the Bamboo machines, you can reach in and feel the electronics. Like that back wall on a Bamboo, where the Z axis is, that one rear lead screw, that's the electronic compartment. And then there's a fan blowing into that. So the Bamboo machines are nowhere near sealed. The only reason they had to put a chamber, heater in the X1 to make the X1E to get to like 55 Celsius is because it literally like is as insulated as like a colander. These things are horrible for enclosures. That's another reason you have to print slower. You can see them from the front. Yeah, you can see, but the thing is, you have a couple extremely narrow gaps versus a massive gaping wound in the back of the printer. Yeah. And also, just get a piece of tape. You can literally seal up every single gap. All I'm going to do on mine is just print TPU little things and stick them on the corners. That's it. That's all I'm going to do on mine, just to cover it up. And metal side. Well, it's steel. So the whole frame's steel. It's literally the exact same frame as this. It's the same manufacturer and manufacturing method as the current Prusa enclosures, which means if you're buying a Core 1 on launch day, congratulations. The entire tool head has already been tested. All the PCBs have been tested. The firmware has been tested. The bed has been tested. The entire manufacturing process of the frame has already been tested. Everything that's on the Core 1 already exists in another form on another printer. So like everything has been tested on that machine already. You're running into AB motor overheat issues when your chamber gets above 70. Is it a Voron? There are some higher temperature rated motors you could look into. Yeah. We'll have to think about sealing. Yeah, tape it from the inside so you don't see the tape. Or you could probably just get some like liquid adhesive to paint the inside to seal it up. You get 55 to 56 on your X1. Mine sat in the low 40s, high 40s, low 50s, if I remember correctly. Like it does print. One of my Vorons is, I think it's, one of my V0s is built with printed parts off of a bamboo. Like it does print fine Voron parts. You just need to not run it as fast, I find. We'd like to see a little larger. So the thing is, Monkey, is it Monkey or Monkey? Like, cause K-E-H, Monkey. Anyways, the thing is with going with a larger version, they would pretty much have to use the XL bed. Like, the reason the bed is as big as it is on the Core 1 is because it's the same bed. So I think you get an extra 10 millimeters. So it's like, it's 250 by 220. So you gain an extra 10 millimeters on the, do I have a Prusa bed here? No, Prusa bed, yeah. So here, just for some comparisons. Okay, so this is a 250 bed. So this is your bamboo or Voron spec 250 bed. This one's rusty because I used it to cook a steak. So yeah, so there's that. This is a Prusa bed. So you got the same X, you just have a little bit less on the Y. And on the XL or on the Core 1, you get, instead of it here, you get to there. So you get 220 on the Y, 250 on the X, but you get 270 in the Z. So on a Prusa, I think you get 250 on the Z, on the Mark IV, or 240. I can't remember exactly what it is. But on the Core 1, you get 270 on the Z. So you have the same X as a bamboo, or pretty much any other 250, slightly less Y, but more Z. It depends what you cooked a steak on my printer? Yeah, I cooked a steak on my printer. It actually worked really good. It was last year's April's Fool video that came out a week after April Fool's, because I am the fool. Plus, they're already using their existing bed. Remember, one of their biggest hurdles that Prusa has to overcome is they manufacture in the EU. And they manufacture a lot in-house, and they're bringing even more in-house. Pretty much everything that's on the machine that's actually like a component, like manufactured, is in-house. Like the only stuff they're not in-housing is like the motors and like the drag chain, like that kind of stuff. Yeah, it comes from somebody. But like their frame is manufactured at a place in the Czechia. I can't remember. Is it Czechia now? Czechia or Czech Republic? It's not Czech Republic anymore. It's now Czechia. What is it? Anyways, either way, manufactured in country, and they've already looked into getting a manufacturer in Maryland for printed solid. So, like, they are doing as much as they can to localize manufacturing. And then the fact that they're able to have the printer come out and it's still price competitive with a Bamboo X1 is damn good. So yeah. Somehow I managed to fill the stream. Chechia. Is the Z sound? Chechia. This is where my freaking speech impediment comes in. Chechia. That sounds weird. Okay. But yeah, the whole, like, think of it this way. It's not that the Core 1 is designed with upgradability from a Mark IV in mind. Think of it as, hey, we need to build a Core XY machine and try to make it as price compatible as possible. So let's use a lot of stuff we already have in our inventory system, in our warehouse system, to design this new printer. And hey, it just happens to be so close to an existing model in terms of components that we can offer an upgrade path. Czechia. Chechnya. Phonetically, it's Chechnya. Then where's the N? Chechnya. Czechia. Czechia. Czechia? Czechia. Czechia. Okay. Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese. I will say it's printing really nice. The CIA Cold War fact. Yeah, I don't think it, yeah, it's not the Czech Republic anymore. I think, yeah, they changed their name, right? Yeah, I'm checking. Czechia. Okay. Did something between the Core and the XL Aprilia. I would really love to see so with if they were going bigger, they would probably use the chiclet beds, right? So for those that don't know, on the Prusa, on the Prusa XL, the bed is made up of a 4x4? I think it's 4x4 grid of individual bed tiles. So when you print on a Prusa XL, it only heats up parts of the bed that you actually need to print on, and allows it so you don't have it basically thermal expansion issues, because there's actually little gaps between the bed chiclets. It would be cool. Again, this is me just talking out of my ass here, hypothetically. I know nothing about this, so don't go, oh, the guy who knows stuff. I don't. I would like to see essentially an IDEX 3x3. That would be kind of cool. Basically make a slightly larger Core 1 that's IDEX, that's a 3x3 bed size, because they're, what, 90? So that would be a 270 bed. Because each chiclet is 90, I think, 90 by 90. So that would be 360 minus, yeah, so that would be a 270 by 270 bed with an IDEX system. That would be kind of cool. The problem is now you need a completely different bed carriage for that. And then also you need the chiclet bed to be compatible with, like, yeah. It'd be interesting to see what I think what's probably next in their docket is something with the Mini, because the Mini, while a competent printer, is extremely hard to justify nowadays, in my opinion. The Mini's a cool printer, don't get me wrong, but I think the Mini is extremely hard to justify, because you could buy an A1 Mini with the MMU for less than a Mini, a Prusa Mini. So yeah. They really have that much of a need for an IDEX. With how common multi-material is getting, it would be very nice to have a machine that is dedicated for dissolvable support material. The problem is with dissolvable support material, it never really works that good, especially like the PLA compatible stuff, and it's kind of pricey. But it would be nice to have a machine that is dedicated for dissolvable support material, because you can't really do that kind of stuff on single nozzle setups without dealing with a crap ton of purge and the risk of cross contamination. So it would be nice if there was a middle ground between going with a full XL tool changer and something that's single nozzle with an MMU slapped on. There would be a nice middle ground. But that's something I think would be more of a business type machine. Like, it'd be aimed more at the consumer or the commercial market than the consumer market. Use PATG to support PLA. That works if you can get at it. That only really works if the support you're printing can be fully removed. What if I need to print something with internal supports that I need to dissolve away? That's the problem with the PLA and PTG. Yeah, it works really good. The problem is though, like when you print, you know, that cube that's like 5 different spheres within spheres, there are certain geometries you have to dissolve the support out. You can't just, you know, if I'm printing, you know, hey, look, I have another helmet. If I was printing this like this, yeah, dissolvable supports would be, or, you know, PLA and PG would be fine. But if I need to have supports internally that I need to dissolve away, because I can't get in there with a wrench and pry them out, because literally the hole to pull them out of is smaller than the void, you want to dissolve them. Which is heavy. 1 second. So this helmet, with everything on it, weighs the same as this helmet, roughly. Yeah. Because this is printed with Voron settings. Don't print helmets with Voron settings. You will hate life. Try not to drop it. Don't drop the helmet. I spent freaking 2 weeks on it. Also, be very careful with layer orientation when you slice stuff. Also, I really screwed up. I gotta start pre-merging stuff. When am I getting an AFS? When I have a lot of money in the bank. Because that thing is not my demographic. You need a strong neck? I ran around with an army helmet for a couple years. It'll be fine. I'll laugh if Bamboo does it. Honestly, if Bamboo doesn't come out with an IDEX, I will be disappointed. If their next machine is literally a dual nozzle X1 that's bigger, at least with a dual nozzle setup, if they're doing like the basically copying Ultimaker and doing where the nozzles can shift so you only have one active nozzle at a time, you don't have to worry about nozzle dragging, that I can see being a thing. That I could see being cool and justified and whatever. But if their next printer is literally just a bigger X1, I'm going to be surly, because they're hyping this up. Oh, it's going to be a game changer, and it was supposed to come out like a year ago. One second. But yeah, I can see, can you see Bamboo? The problem with, okay, so do I see Bamboo? If Trumpy comes out with his 60% tariff on all Chinese goods, yes, they're going to have to, or they won't survive. I mean, I'll ask my audience right now, if the Bamboo Lab P1S and the Prusa Core 1 are the exact same price, if they are both exactly the same price, which one are you buying? Last time I asked that, pretty much everyone said Core 1. So yeah, if the 60% tariff comes in, then yeah, they're going to have to, because there's no way they'll be able to compete. The problem is, how do you build a Prusa? You have some 3D printed parts, off-the-shelf components, and a stamped sheet metal frame that anywhere that does stamped sheet metal can make. A little bit of injection molding, but that's all done in the EU and then sent over. There's only a few components that are actually, most of the machine, the majority, I don't know the exact percentage, the majority of the machine now is made in the EU. So how do you build a Bamboo? You need tooling. Everything on a Bamboo is custom injection molded, custom frame. Like everything on a Bamboo requires tooling to make. So if they're able to do the manufacturing overseas and then ship the parts in and then final assemble in the US, that could be something. But that's if they can do that with the tariffs. That's the thing. So yeah. Well, that's the thing. It depends on the, like, can you import components and be okay? It really depends on the letter of the law, right? Plus, the machines are that cheap because the cost of labor it is cheaper. You know, the cost of labor in Europe is cheaper in Czechia than it is in UK, let's be honest. But the cost of labor in China is much cheaper. So now you're paying American wages. You have to deal with American health and safety standards, which are much higher. Benefits. Like, yeah. Like, can they make them in the US? Of course they can make them in the US. But can they still be price competitive if they're manufacturing in the US? That's a big thing. That's a big, even without the tariffs, if they tried to manufacture them in the US. Because right now, Prusa would just be doing assembly. So everything, for those that are wondering, if you buy a Prusa Mark IV in the US and it shows up in your house and it says made in the USA or assembled in the USA, essentially what happens is all the components get tested, at least as of a while ago. This might change. They're planning to basically bring everything over, but the current workflow is basically everything gets checked in check. So everything back in check gets checked. And then the components are all shipped for final assembly in the US. And then eventually they'll be like, okay, we can make the frames here now. Okay, we can do the electronics here now. Because like all the electronics, the control boards are made at Prusa. Prusa has a PCB fab setup in their location. They make all their PCBs now in Prague. So obviously those are getting made there and then shipped to Maryland. So they might be bringing over, basically the plan is, for those that don't know, watch my video where I talk with David. I do a tour of Printed Solid. For those that don't know, the end goal is to have full manufacturing in the US. But essentially, instead of just like turning on the light one day and going, okay, we're making everything in the US, they're bringing it over. So right now, they're starting with final assembly in the US. Okay, we got that now. Okay, now we're gonna get the print farm going. Okay, now we got that now. Okay, now we're going to have frames made here. Okay, now we got that down. So you don't want to just turn on the light, because here's the thing. You don't want any difference between a Prusa built in Maryland at Printed Solid or a Prusa built at Prague at Prusa. You want no difference. The worst way you can go about that is to just start up new production at a new place, completely from scratch. No, what you want to do is you want to try and basically have a merged workflow that slowly diverges, but you still keep the same standards. So like one of the things we talk in the video, if you were sitting at the assembly station for a Prusa Mark IV at Printed Solid, it is the exact same setup as the setup in Prague. It's the exact same setup. They have the tools in the exact same place. The whole 6S or 5S or 28S, whatever, however many S's they're up to in that stupid normalization standardization thing. That's how they want it. Because also it allows cross-training. So, hey, we're getting really busy in the US, you know, there's a sale. Let's ship a few production people from Prague to go work at Printed Solid for a couple weeks while they get their lines up and running, because it's the exact same workflow. So you've got cross-train. Bamboo has a facility in Austin, Texas, but I don't know what they do there. Like, I don't know if it's just like a place so they can say they have a place in the US, or if they're actually building anything there. I have no idea. I have no idea. I haven't seen any videos from there. Has Bamboo done any videos showing off their production? I know Creality has. Prusa does. Has Bamboo done any like promotional videos showing off their production location at all? I'm actually just curious right now. Like, other than like a few, I remember seeing pictures of X1s in a warehouse during like the Kickstarter days or early launch stuff. But has anyone done like a tour of their production facility? If so, can you link it in the Discord? I actually want to watch it. Because I want to know how much custom tooling goes into those machines. PCB assembly is a fairly solved problem. It is. You just need the machine. That's the thing. You need the machine set. You need to buy the machine. You need to calibrate the machine. You need to like get it all set up, and then you just feed it PCBs and microchips, and then it spits them out. PCB components. Yeah, like I'm assuming a lot of the individual components come from like China or Taiwan, TSMC. Actually, probably a lot of it's TSMC. The price was the same, would you buy it? Well, that's the thing. Like, it's not that I'm saying, hey, if the price were the same, would you buy a Lambo or thing? The thing is, the price may end up being the same. And if that happens, it's going to hurt Bamboo a lot. Because a lot of the reason people buy Bamboos is they are very competitive for their price. But once price goes out the window, they don't have as many competing factors. Like, I'll be honest, I haven't turned my Bamboo on since like March. I mean, it's on. I leave all my printers on. But like, I haven't printed on my Bamboo since March, or at least early this year. Why? I haven't needed to. My other machines work better for what I need. I bet most of that. I've heard that. I've heard their firmware. I've heard a lot of their software stuff, especially in the early days, was farmed out or contracted out. Okay, we're gonna be doing the giveaway soon. And then Tuesday will be an early stream. So this week is like the last week before Christmas. So this week is going to be early streams, so 11 a.m. to probably 1:30. So Tuesday we'll continue on with the build. I'll actually have the printed parts ready, so we can actually build the damn thing. But yeah. Does Bamboo do a lot of manufacturing assembly or use a company? I have no idea. Bamboo is part of IDG Capital. So I'm assuming there's shared resources, but it's an investment firm. Yeah, IDG Capital is an investment firm. So this is the piggy bank, and Bamboo, Anchor, Baidu, Anycubic, all these companies, Insta360, Xi'an, Tencent, Asphalt, all these companies fall under this investment group. So I'm assuming there is some cross sharing of resources, but I don't know how much. Because, you know, for some companies, it might just be they just pay the bills to get them started, investment, and that's it. And some companies might be more involved. It's hard to say. Double check. So my problem is I've never done printed part checklist, because what I do is I'll print the entire folder at once. So what I'll do is I'll go, okay, print all the gantry parts at once. When they're all done printing, I put them in a box, and then I know I have everything. And then I just go to the next folder, and then the next folder. So I've never done a checklist. It's just what screwed me up this time was the fact that I wanted to print everything on this printer, and then I was having issues with this printer. So I used another printer, and then I went back to this printer. So. I'm new to Clipper and you love it. Awesome. Clipper is awesome. Just don't put it on commercial machines and sell them. Let's see. Been using the wish Prusa slicer would port it over. Ballistic Tech, you don't have to wish. It's in the beta. It's in the 2.9 beta. Multiple plates, I believe. So that's coming along too. It's been buggy. Well, it's a beta. If you're having bug, if you're playing with the beta and it's buggy, report the issue. That's how they fix it. Have you noticed Orca runs a little faster than Prusa Slicer for typical use? I can't really say to that, because I pretty much use Prusa Slicer just for my Prusas, and I use Orca Slicer for everything else. So I can't do a one-to-one comparison, because I'm not using them to slice the same things on the same machine with the same settings. But I have no issue. I haven't noticed any, like the biggest issue I have is Orca Slicer, honestly. Orca Slicer, when you click this button, when you click the printer button in Orca Slicer, it like hangs up. Other than that, they both operate the same for me, like the same snappiness, I guess. I didn't realize 2K streaming. What? Oh, I've always done that. The cheat code with YouTube streaming is actually quite simple. YouTube allocates bandwidth based on resolution and frame rate. So if you stream at 1080p, if I'm outputting a 1080p stream to YouTube at 30 FPS, it's hard capped at 6,000 kilobits. That's all I'm allowed to upload to YouTube. Anything beyond that, no. YouTube only does 6,000 kilobits for 1080p 30. But if you stream at 1440p 60, you're allowed 18,000 kilobits. Also, it allows me to do the punch-in, because this is a 4K camera. So when I go from this to this, for the punch-in for the memes, you don't lose pixel density. You still have the same, essentially. So, just to trade off with latency. Correct. So when I run my stream, I'm streaming right now at, where is it? Low latency. I cannot stream at ultra low latency. So if I clap, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's usually between 5 and 8 seconds. So if I do something and you immediately type in chat, there's like a 5 or 6 second delay. The normal latency is like 20 seconds. It sucks. But if you're doing 4K, you're stuck at normal. So ultra low is like 2 to 3 seconds, but you can only do that if you're 1080p. So I'm okay with the 5 to 10 seconds that the low latency gives for the better image quality. So, okay, we're gonna do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. You have until I finish setting up a form here because I didn't actually set up any of this. Marbles is downloaded. It is. I should have just loaded up Elden Ring. Actually, I don't have anything installed on this computer. Notepad. Okay, got it. Okay, so let's copy all these names. So if you did not enter, you will have another chance on Tuesday. No, view in sheets. There we go. Okay, copy the names, put them in there. Okay. File, save as, names.csv. We're gonna save that to desktop. Save. Okay. Okay, and then we hit play. Play Marbles on Steam. There we go. Hopefully it boots up okay. Need to get a laser engraver? I have a laser. I have a Creality Falcon 2, but it's not set up right now because I don't have room. It's supposed to be nice on Monday, so I want to try and get the other side of my garage set up with a paint booth because I need to do some painting. Because the fun fact is, just to put it all in perspective, I have been working on this helmet now. It's about a week. If you count all the days I worked on it, it's about a week to get this helmet to here. Okay. And I still have quite a bit to go. Okay. I'm almost done. This is base coat. Then I'm going to do a final coat. And then I got to weather it all, do all the detail work. I got to put some hoses on it. So this is taking about a week just for the helmet. This is one shin guard. This is one shin guard. There are 2 of these. And then there's a back part. And then there's the rest of the entire leg. And then there's the body. So this is going to take a while. So I need a paint booth set up in the garage. I can't be just, you know, I've been painting the little stuff in the corner down here because it's been crappy outside. But I can't do that once it actually gets, do I gotta sign in for Twitch? I have to sign into Twitch. 1 second here. What's my Twitch account? Enter the code for the, okay. What does my authenticator app say? Submit. You have to sign into Twitch so this app works, and then you ignore Twitch. It's annoying, but it is what it is. Okay. Grace. There we go. Okay. Use custom names. Add. Clear. Open. Desktop. Where's desktop? Desktop. Names.scb. 292. Okay. Let's go with. And that's another thing. I need to get. Right now I'm doing everything with the. Let's do Voz Lab. 292. I'm doing everything with rattle can. I don't have an airbrush. I need to get an airbrush. But right now I'm doing rattle can for everything. And by the way, shit got expensive with rattle cans. They are not as cheap as they used to be. Freaking the main color, like the, so where is it? So this is like the actual color, like the final coat paint is Rust-Oleum Titanium Silver. This is like $23 a can. Yay, Canada. And then the primer is like 13 bucks a can. And this stuff just soaks it up, which is why I prefer ABS, because you can hand work it without having to prime it. Okay. So how this works, if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your name and you win, can I go through the glass? I can't, good. If I pick your name and you win, you also get a free hat from the merch store. So everyone, free hats in chat. Good luck to this person right here. You, who are you? Who are you? Jonas Marin Sierra. If you win, you get a free hat along with your spool of filament. Everyone else, good luck. Remember, exclamation mark, zoom zoom makes you go faster. Ooh, this has a robot arm. Exclamation mark, gullible makes everyone else go slower. Go, robot, go! Oh, it's gonna dump you all out. And then if you like the smash button, subscribe to the channel. It greases your ball up to make it go even faster. Oh, Orion! Orion, no! Orion! Who's gonna, Yale, are you gonna catch fire? Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. That's hot, it's hot. Oh, Jason, Binny! No, Binny! Come on, Yale, it's yours to lose. Oh, you're not, oh, are you still in the lead? It's yours to lose, Yale. Your game to lose, Yale. Need to get another beer. Get another beer. Don't crash. Over here. I'll be back. 1 second. Oh, Daniel Batista. Oh no, that's Dave Batista. What happened? What happened to Yale? Did you fall off? Oh, here we go. Finish. Oh, this is, oh. Marcus Strinland won. So congratulations, Marcus clutch that. Yeah. Wow, look at everyone die. Oh, because you can fall through these. Oh, that's evil. That is evil. Who's in the last? Who's in the last? Disposable Elite. Hey, it's the CEO of a healthcare company. Hurry up. Don't get adjusted. Don't get adjusted. You're going to get adjusted. Come on, disposable elite. Don't get adjusted. Oh, geez, you are failing hard. Yeah, you are so getting adjusted. And you got adjusted. Okay. Come on, Paul. You got this. No, you don't. Marcus. Marcus Strindland. Congratulations. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament. Oop. Discard and exit. Would help if I actually exit. What was it? Marcus? Strindland. There you are. So yeah, you'll get an email from me. And close. Rigged. It's not rigged. No, excuse me if I turn off the turn off the rigging software. Okay. So you'll get an email from me, Marcus, hopefully just after the stream ends. Okay, I think we're gonna call it there. Obviously, we will continue with this build on Tuesday. I did not get anywhere near as much as I wanted to get done today because don't throw out your printed parts, kids. So yeah, so those will all get done. Yeah, that's printing. Ooh, I'm at 88% of this print, and I could see the cardboard. Hopefully, I got enough. I should have enough. I should have enough. And that's printing really nice. Those are printing really nice. Okay. So we're gonna call it there. We'll continue on Tuesday. I actually wanted to have a video out today, unfortunately. Or maybe tomorrow. I might put a video out tomorrow. We'll see, because I've got like 4 or 5 videos from Smurf, and I want to have one for tomorrow, but freaking the computer BS is kind of eating up all my time. Maybe organize your parts. They are organized. This is the box of parts that, see? GLOOP. We have built how many Vorons on? This is the first time I don't have the printed parts I need. And how many Vorons have I built on this channel? Like, this was on me. This was me goofing. Like, I goofed. I threw out a box of parts because I put something on the box that was garbage. That's very well. Exactly. It's the GLOOP box. That's how I know it's the GLOOP parts. But yeah, it is what it is. So we'll continue on Tuesday. This helmet will get done, and at some point will be a video, because I do want to finish the whole power armor set in time for something. So that will be that. Maybe a video tomorrow if I can get one of them edited quickly tonight or in the morning. We'll see. But don't hold your breath. If not, it'll be a video on Thursday like normal. So yeah, so shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Also, huge shout out to GLOOP for the frame and the entire kit that we are building. So check out those, link in the video description. Buy some gamer subs. It's good. Save 10% off your order, code Canuck. Holidays are coming up. They got sales soon. Ooh. And then, yeah, I think we'll call it there. Shout out to everyone who donated to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself. Thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. I seem to recall you have to print parts you forgot to print from the videos I watched. It happens, but usually it's like a one-off thing. This was me just completely like shit in the bed. Again, don't throw out the box of printed parts. Because they're covered in stuff that is garbage doesn't mean the box is garbage. Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, calling it there. I don't have an outro because I didn't set it up. So, bye.